This is KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Star, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, newly acquired running back Dalvin Cook will be getting a new number in Dallas. It was announced he will wear number 20 for the Cowboys. Of course, the last player to do that, was Tony Pollard last season. Other NFL news, a couple of quarterback battles came to a close. The Steelers named Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback. New England names Jacoby Brissett, and the Golden State Warriors extend Steph Curry $62.6 million.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. A Thursday afternoon up in Stone Oak at 49 Cigars.
What a great place this is, man. I tell you what, it's a pleasure to come in here. The hospitality has been off the chart, and it's just a great place. Good to be here.
It is always great to be here, and you walk into a great cigar lounge, and it's just that comfortable environment. There's another room with like the big old fancy chairs, TVs, and then they hand us a cigar that has a garter belt on it. They knew Joe Reinagel was in the building. They knew they needed a garter belt somehow, and it's on your cigar.
And I tell you what, the legs on this cigar are fantastic.
Well, and the joy of getting to the garter belt. That's what it's all about.
Great place. Great place. You know, just walking in here, the smell of cigar.
Yes.
It's just like a fine perfume.
Yes. If that's the way you're going to go with it.
Yes,
I've never
why
thought
not?
really about cigar smoke, which is a wonderful smell, and perfume all in one. But I'm with you. I mean, and look, there are people that like to come hang out and smoke a cigar every day. There's others that if you're on the golf course, you always have to have a good stogie. We were in Vegas last weekend, and yeah, that's a part of it. So whatever the case is, we're in Stone Oak. If you're nearby, come hang out with us this afternoon. Get a cigar here at 49 Cigars and chill out. And there's college football on tonight. They got plenty of TVs everywhere because football season is finally here.
Boy, that lounge in there too is really nice. And they tell me you come in here, it's a great place. You buy a couple, 2 or 3 cigars. You go in there, you can bring your own beverages and just sit and chill and have a good time.
Well, you talk about that. Dude walks over here. His name is Tim.
Uh-huh.
And Tim's our new best friend. He's trying to, go on some of our road trips with us.
He wants
to. And if he brings a bottle like that everywhere, he might be able to come. But that's what you do here. Whatever you want to drink, bring it. Kind of sucks for us. We got Smart Water, which, despite what the label says, hasn't helped you a bit.
Well, of course it has. I'm the smartest guy going, but
you're the smartest guy in your brain. I'll tell you that.
That's all that matters. It doesn't really matter about anybody else.
Well,
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, nobody listening does, but that's okay.
It's going to be a fun day.
Absolutely, it's going to be a fun day. We actually have college tonight, and every year you're ready, man. It's here. And then you look at some of the games. Now, there are some really good games this weekend. There are some good games tonight. And then you look and you got some dogs. When you're looking at, point spreads of 45, 51, you realize what you're in for. But there are some really good games tonight. And you look at Colorado, all the attention, and they get North Dakota State. Now, everybody knows you anytime you're playing a Dakota school, I don't know if this was the wisest scheduling done by the University of Colorado to open up on a Thursday national TV with a Dakota school.
Well, maybe not, but, Dion may not have had much to say about that. But what I'm going to tell you is that I think there's a lot of pressure on Colorado this year.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of hype there because Dion brings that. Shedeur Sanders is a good quarterback. He's an NFL quarterback. And a lot of pressure on that school to win this year. Going into the Big 12, It's going to be fun to watch those guys and see how they do. Got off to a really fast start last year and then kind of stumbled down the stretch.
Kinda.
Well, they had about 3 blowouts, but this year's a new year, and they've got a pretty decent team. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make some noise in the Big 12.
Well, and you also have North Carolina against Minnesota. That one on Fox should be a good game tonight. With Mac Brown and some that it just if you're looking for close games to watch, and if you're looking to get those early bets in on a Thursday, Coastal Carolina, Jacksonville State is a less than 3 point spread there on that one. So that one could be interesting. And then late tonight, San Jose State against Sacramento State, some of the schools that you'll never watch any other time, but it's a Thursday and why the hell not? I think that one's like a 1.5 point game. Yeah,
but would you know who to bet on? I mean, you would have no clue. It's great. It's a 1.5 point spread.
Well,
so
I honestly, I would look at San Jose State for that one. I like Coastal Carolina, but don't sleep on Jacksonville State.
Everybody take the opposite of what Minix just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just do that. Take the opposite, and you're going to be just fine.
We could do beer bets on games we have nothing about.
Well, we should.
Because I'm thirsty and my fridge is empty.
With the spread. Since I'm completely paid off, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's it. You are.
But I don't want to do like a case for every game. We could do like a beer. Yeah, these are
a beer.
Well, come on,
you cheap bastard!
Right, well,
I mean, you're so confident. Just do the opposite of Minix, and
all right, whatever you want, Minix. Okay,
here we
whatever
go.
you want. How about that?
Sure,
I could be talked into anything.
Trust me, we know.
Doesn't take much, I'll tell you that.
I'm just thrilled that there's college football. I mean, and the way the luck kind of draws sometimes. My wife calls and is like, "Hey, some friends from work, there's somebody leaving. They want to do a go. Can I?" Like, absolutely go. Get it. You know what I mean? yeah, of course. I mean, the answer would have been yes anyway, but the idea that there's football on tonight.
There is football on tonight. I'm glad. It's going to be a great weekend of football, by the way. Saturday's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of good games Saturday. You got that game Sunday night. So it's here, man. It's here, and I'm excited. I'm here for it. And this is a good place to kick off the weekend. Get you. You need some cigars for the weekend.
Yes, you do.
Come in here and stock up.
Absolutely, you do. And look, I mean, we're right across from the humidor. And it is, you're just looking at all the cigars that are in there. And then, I guess if you're really fancy, you can get a locker here. But looking at the names on the locker, you better have a great nickname.
There's some great nicknames on those lockers.
Nobody's real name is apparently on their locker, but there are some great nicknames.
Buckets
on there.
Sandman. I'd like to meet some of these guys.
Do you really?
Well, yeah. Buckets. That sounds like a cool nickname. You got Battle over here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's some good nicknames up there. I like it.
Well, the guys that run this are retired military. What'd you do, 28 years, 29 years? 28 years in the Army. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of good nicknames. He probably assigned you one.
You think so?
Well, I mean, if you don't have one, you'll get one, but typically you don't want that guy to give you one.
So I just wonder, do you just look at a guy and say, you look like that? Or is it something that they've had their whole life? Lifelong, some of them? Yeah.
I'll speak from in the Navy. If you don't have your own nickname, you get assigned one. And generally, if you're young and you're showing up to your ship and you don't have a good nickname and they assign you one, it's probably not a compliment. And it's probably a nickname that you want to ditch as soon as possible. Think about your freshman year of high school. If a senior gave you a nickname, you were screwed, right? Because that sticks with you for life.
I never had a nickname in high school. Did you?
Well, no, not really. I mean,
nothing you want to tell us about.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
There's that. there might be that. But I mean, your life, you've always had the nickname. And it's hard to rhyme anything with Reinagel.
Well, it really is. I mean, Joey.
Joey.
Right? That's and my family still calls me that. So
yeah.
But I don't know. Is that really a nickname?
Well, it's not your name.
It's not. I'd rather have a nickname like Buckets.
you'd actually have to be able to make one to
Maybe,
get that.
maybe so.
To get that one.
But
I mean,
I
you
want to
suck
pick
at
one of
basketball. You would be anti-buckets.
I want to pick one of these nicknames and start using it.
Just,
Now, of course,
you want to steal somebody else?
Well, I'd get his permission first.
No, you wouldn't.
Say, yeah,
No.
sure. Well, maybe not.
No, you wouldn't. You
Nah,
just
I might
steal
not.
it.
I may.
You would just steal it.
I may. We got a Chicago Bear fan in here too.
He doesn't know if he's
did you
home or
know that?
away. Yeah, but he doesn't know if he's home or away.
He does-
Yeah, no.
prepared for any season and any stadium.
Well, it's a great Walter Payton
It
jersey.
really is.
But half of it's white, half of it's the blue. Yeah,
It looks good though.
it does.
I like it.
It does. And, he's wearing his safety orange hat, too. I mean, he's got every Chicago Bear color you can on today. I mean, he is ready for football season.
And we'll give him a break because it is Walter Payton.
It is. Well, that's the only reason why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the Bears, and you can wear that in preseason. I do think the Bears will be better this year, but you wear all your Bear stuff before the season starts because if it's typical Chicago, he'll have that put away in October.
Well, that could be,
Yeah.
although there is some hope in Chicagoland this
No,
year.
in Chicago, I mean, it's Bear stuff in early September, and then you realize, then you break out your Bulls gear or your Blackhawks gear because, the Bears are good. I know too many people from Chicago. That's just, the cycle like the life of a Cowboy fan. This time of year, although this year nobody's talking Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, so maybe we're breaking that cycle. Maybe.
Yeah, I doubt it. But,
Maybe.
hey, CeeDee Lamb signed, so all is right with the world.
Yeah.
That's all Cowboy fans cared about. So he
And
signed it.
We got a Dalvin Cook.
We got a Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, wearing number 20. I mean, that's such big news. It led your Sports Center.
It did.
There's nothing else going on then, is there?
Why would they give up a legend like Tony Pollard?
Did you really just say
Why would they give up
legend?
the legend of Tony Pollard? That should be in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, for goodness sake.
Really? You're an idiot. I mean, keep drinking that smart water.
Yeah, is that what that is?
No legend named Tony Pollard. That's for sure.
He will become a legend in Nashville.
Oh, you're hoping as a Titans fan.
No, he will become a legend in Nashville.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know why the Cowboys didn't keep that guy. Honestly.
The
peanut gallery over here says because he sucks.
Tony Pollard would be the best running back on the Cowboys now if he were on there. But when we talked with Tony in February at the Super Bowl, and that guy was completely unaware that Dan Quinn was no longer on the coaching staff and the head coach of Washington, you realize, because I remember asking him, nobody on the team in the group text was talking about this. And what was his response? Nobody texted me.
No.
So no friends on that team is what I took away from that. Nobody. I mean, the idea that you're not a part of, I don't know. I mean, there's just, you're out.
Well, Tony Pollard's not the most sociable guy in the world.
Dude, he can text. I mean, people don't always talk, but they can text. But the fact that you're an NFL player and had no idea that your defensive coordinator had taken the head coaching job of Washington, and that wasn't being talked about on the group text messages, and then we would ask other players. They were all talking about how they were talking about that on the group text. Tells me everything I need to know about Tony Pollard.
Well, it's the Cowboys. Jerry's cheap. That's why they didn't keep him. They should have. Here, Derrick Henry rolls through, practically begs Jerry for a job.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, I'm starting to buy into this Jerry's cheap thing.
Well, I'm starting to buy in to apparently Derrick Henry isn't old enough to be a Cowboys running back. Jerry must just like older running backs that are a little bit cheaper. Old and cheap is what Jerry likes. Dalvin Cook is in. Mike McCarthy talking about what kind of addition he will actually bring. We'll hear from the Cowboys head coach as we continue here on the Blitz, live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Jungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by England, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Do not touch a black woman's hair.
Don't touch a black woman's hair.
She's serious. That's right. Don't touch it.
Why?
You can compliment it. Don't pull it.
So what if you're fooling around with somebody?
I will never tell you to pull my hair. It's subject to come if you do that.
That would be wonderful.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Every Saturday morning. Check out the YouTube channel, complete with live video stream at jcwshow.com.
Our Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on Valspar Reserve or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Infinity or Showcase Interior Paint via Lowe's gift card rebate. Whether you're painting one accent wall or want to freshen up a whole room, we've got you covered. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 9/4.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Hey, sports bettors, Joe Reinigle here to tell you about my favorite sportsbook and casino, BetUS.com. You know, football is back, so it's time to get in on the action. I endorse one sportsbook and casino, and that is BetUS. BetUS went large for you this season. A huge offer, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Get started today at BetUS.com or give them a call, 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, where the game begins.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Vanguard is 100% client-owned, serving over 50 million investors every day. Whether you're planning for retirement, putting your kids through college, or saving up for your next adventure, Vanguard can help you set personalized investment goals. All investing is subject to risk. Vanguard is owned by its funds, which are owned by Vanguard's fund shareholder clients. Copyright 2024, The Vanguard Group, Inc. All rights reserved. Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Tony Pollard, and you're listening to the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well played, James Fletcher.
Yes, the
well
legend.
Played. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Live out at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. The Villages of Stone Oak is the shopping center. Basically, Target, Hobby Lobby as you come off the highway.
TPC Parkway.
TPC
right there,
Parkway, or Stone Oak Parkway at this part. Then it turns
yeah.
into TPC. You know where we are.
We know, everybody knows where this place is.
If you used to go to Bar Louie, we're not far from where Bar Louie used to be, and man, that place is still empty. Although the signs are up.
Yeah, well, there was another one at where's that? Over.
But that's not where we are. Yeah,
that's not where we are. And by the way, you can come over here and bring your own bottle.
Yep.
All right, you can bring your own booze, buy a couple of cigars, sit down and start the weekend early. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not? I mean, it's
Thursday.
Thursday.
I was offered a drink earlier and turned it down.
You were.
Yeah.
And seeing how that bottle is going, I think by the time 6 o'clock rolls around, they won't be able to offer you a drink.
Well,
I mean, just saying. It's a good time here at 49 Cigars.
That's exactly right. They're having a good time. So it's a good place to be.
It is.
I like it. Good folks here.
The idea, and it's been this way, this storyline all offseason for the Dallas Cowboys is the running back room. Tony Pollard gone. They didn't draft a running back, and we all wanted them to draft a running back. They bring Zeke back. And now they've added a Dalvin Cook. And the idea that they were even kicking tires on Dalvin Cook before they signed him tells you that the Cowboys weren't overly satisfied with their running back room. Freeman didn't work out. Malik Davis back to the practice squad. And, Mike McCarthy today trying to explain how he plans on using his new running back by committee approach.
You want to play as a play caller. You want to be able to play wide open in first, second, and third down, and you want it to flow. My definition of committee is it's a long year, and you want to be able to have distribution throughout that position because of the toll that it takes, on the running back position. So we want to play in a flow. We don't want to necessarily, be in personnel groups that every time, this particular player runs in or this particular player runs in, after 3 or 4 weeks, you got, major tendencies. So, we just want to be able to utilize all those guys, but stay in a normal flow.
Well, that tells you. See, that reminds me of Jerry's all-in comment, right? He means it one way. McCarthy means running back committee another way. We're thinking, they're going to use 3-4 running backs a game. That's not what McCarthy said. He just wants to have guys that will last the entire season.
Well, and the other part, because what does Dalvin Cook offer you that Zeke doesn't, right?
Speed.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. But in reality, they're both good in short yardage, good in goal line, which is an area the Cowboys struggled mightily in last year. The idea, and, Rico size. I mean, so no matter what back is in there, not having tendencies, if they want to call whatever play, and he said that because your head coach is a play caller, it doesn't matter what the running back is. I can run a play for him. We don't have, with the exception of Deuce Vaughn, we're able to run whatever we want to run when whoever is in the game, because basically Dalvin Cook and Zeke equal almost a whole running back. So it doesn't matter if it's 20 or 15 that's in the game. They can run whatever play that they plan on running. Not, all right, Dalvin's in, so I can only go to this part of my menu card for play calling. Is the way I kind of took it. And also, neither one of these guys are going to be able to get through 17 games, but together maybe they can.
I just think that Cook, and he was a little banged up last year with the Jets.
Sure.
The Jets had some issues, obviously, once Aaron Rodgers went out. I just think if Dowdle, this might be a decent pickup for them. And the more I think about it, the more I think the Cowboys like what they saw, obviously in shape. And I think, look, Dalvin Cook was a great running back at one time. Zeke Elliott was as well. But I think Dalvin Cook might have a little more left in the tank than you give him credit for. And I'm thinking as we sit here today.
I mean, Dalvin's, really somebody there's been
Mike
interest for quite. Personally, I'm a fan. I've seen him run down the sideline from the opposite side of the field too many times. So he's just a hell of a player. And I think when you just look at our roster additions this year, we've added some veteran experience, more than we've had in the past, and he's a great example of it. I mean, he's just an excellent football player that's available, and we want to get him in here and make him part of it and get to work.
All right.
And one thing that I do find interesting, and Jerry talked about it some the other day, the Zimmer stamp of approval, because Zimmer knows these guys well. You look at some of the former Vikings that have come in, most of them on defense, but obviously Zimmer influence was certainly there with the addition of Dalvin Cook. And then, you look at Rico. Rico probably won't play the same level of special teams because he's going to have an elevated role on the offensive side. And Mike McCarthy talked about that as well.
He's going to have opportunities, and we tend to forget, I thought he was an excellent special teams player too. So, he'll have a lesser role in special teams just because of workload focus. But yes, he's a complete running back, plays all three downs. I think his pass protection from his rookie year to now is, it's become one of his best assets.
One of those guys that the Cowboys have been patient with.
Yep.
For some time now, and so maybe it's going to pay off this year. The running back room is the running back room. I still think the Cowboys are going to primarily be a passing team. Again, it's going to rely on the arm of Dak Prescott to get it done more so than the running game. But I really feel pretty good about this Dalvin Cook thing. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to rush for 1,500 yards or whatever the case may be. But I feel a lot better about it. The more I think about it, the more I look into it. I don't think it was as bad a pickup or just a fluff off as some Cowboy fans do.
I'm mixed. I need to see him. I know last year every Cowboy fan wanted Dalvin Cook, and he signed with the Jets. And he had a bad year with the Jets, but the Jets had a bad year that went way south 4 plays into their season.
And Cook was a little dinged up too.
Well, and they also have, a Breece Hall guy that is going to get
he's pretty good.
The majority of the carries. So I don't know if I really want to judge Dalvin Cook off of last year, knowing that I wanted him last year. But to have a Zeke and a Dalvin Cook, I've got two of the same. If there was a young running back and Dalvin was your veteran guy, I would be a lot more excited about it. I don't know that I can look at, or we should look at, Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott and judge them off of individual stats. At the end of the year, do those guys combine for 1,300 yards and 6, 8, 10 touchdowns? I mean, think about all the red zone misses the Cowboys had where you had to settle for 3 and a Brandon Aubrey field goal. With those guys, between the two of them, are you getting into the end zone more? We know Zeke can find the end zone from short yardage situation. He did that last year in New England. So do you kind of look at those two and combine their stat line to judge success of the running back room, not individually?
Well, here's what I'm going to do, and this is going to shock you and everybody listening that's been listening to us for a long time. I'm going to actually give you credit. And it doesn't happen very often. So everybody, we should celebrate
it really should.
This. You said, and you've been saying for a long time, that the leading rusher for the Dallas Cowboys was not on the roster yet. He is now. Dalvin Cook's going to be your leading rusher. Dalvin Cook's going to be your guy that's going to carry the football more than anybody else. I think Zeke will be relegated to that third down, short yardage play, but I think Dalvin Cook, as we sit right now, is going to be your running back that's going to be your leading rusher by the end of the year, if he stays healthy and if all goes well. I think Dalvin Cook is that guy. I think he's healthy. I think he's hungry, and I think he's got something to prove. And he's going to be the Cowboys' leading rusher before it's all said and done.
We'll see, because the only other option is Deuce Vaughn, and boy, with a straight face. Listen to Mike McCarthy talking about why he kept Deuce Vaughn on the 53.
Definition, I think like anything, if you watch, you all have been here, you look at the way we train players. Deuce is one of the players that was trained both as a receiver and a running back this past offseason and training camp. He missed some time there at training camp. So, yeah, we're trying to expand the value of all these guys, and this is an example of it. But, now it comes time to game planning and, how he fits into that and create those opportunities.
He is gadget juice.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's kind of interesting that way. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star Live out at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. The Village is a Stone Oak shopping center where the Target, Hobby Lobby, all that kind of stuff is. Come see us here. Have a great cigar. It is BYOB. The Blitz continues here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And, of course, college football is here. NFL football's coming up quick. And it's always a lot more fun if you got a little action on the games. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is the place to go. BetUS.com. It's where I go for any action on the game. They've got it all. So, look, I only endorse one sportsbook and casino. That is BetUS. BetUS. And if you want a game plan to win this season, well, BetUS went large for you with a huge offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Did you catch that? A 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. And BetUS offers value other sportsbooks simply don't offer, like gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, casino bonuses. Plus, they have all the products you need: competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boost, and prop betting. And when you're ready to lay down your bet, give it an edge. Why not combine your sign-up bonus with knowledge? You get that knowledge with expert analysis, picks, and predictions on all the major sports on their very own BetUS TV. So get started today. Go to BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS. That's 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, it's where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. We've got it. Football is here. We'll wrap up all we saw
and preview what's to come this weekend, including Georgia Clemson and Notre Dame A&M. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co. After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Pick with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road are ready to serve you breakfast or lunch fresh. Made to order Mexican dishes or cold drinks on tap. Order today or visit El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, live at 49 Cigars in Stono. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Better yet, come see us here, 49 Cigars in Stone Oak.
We're trying to represent the entire NFL out here today. We got the Chicago Bears represented. Now we got the Miami Dolphins represented. So if you want to represent your team, this is the place to do it. Come on out, wear your swag.
Yeah.
And have a cigar or two.
Yeah, and bring your own bottle.
Yes.
That's the, you could do that. So as we get ready for the NFL regular season, which kicks off a week from today.
That's awesome.
A week from today.
Awesome.
The two big questions for the Dallas Cowboys are really only one. Mike McCarthy is a lame duck coach. What about Dak Prescott? Will he get a deal before the start of the NFL season?
No.
And again, it's looking more and more that way. James Slater with the NFL Network last night on the NFL Network talking about, I don't know where this thing really is.
This one does feel a little bit different. And, when I've reached out to both sides on this, it sounds like right now there's no concrete numbers that have been kicked around. There have been conversations is how it's been described to me. But I do believe that some of this is Dak Prescott. In other words, when we talked to him at camp, he talked about the desire to be respected. He talked about the desire to make sure that he was looking out for other quarterbacks. In other words, if he takes a hometown discount, that essentially hurts other guys that are up next. And the importance of looking out for his family. This is not Dak being greedy. This is him being realistic. And then you've got the Cowboys on their side simply saying, look, there's only so much we can do as it relates to paying this guy now what the market bears. My only thing with this, we saw some of the details of the CeeDee Lamb contract that just got released. He got the $38 million signing bonus. He's essentially stands to make about 1.15 in his APY this year. Then that goes up to 26, 25 in the next couple of years. You can get creative with these things. And we both know that the cap is about to explode in the next 2 years. So the point is the Cowboys could get it done if they wanted to. We do know that Dak essentially wants to be here. And what is a little different about this thing is in the past, Dak has essentially said once the season starts, he just wants to focus on the season. But what I'm kind of hearing from both sides, that they'll continue to talk through this. And then you've got Jerry talking about dangling the carrot and using it as motivation. Maybe he's waiting to see how deep they go into the postseason. Maybe a contract extension doesn't necessarily happen in March or April April, maybe it would happen depending on how they play in the playoffs. So this one just feels a little different than some of their negotiations in the past.
Yeah, and it does. And when you look at the idea of everybody has an idea on yes or no, and it's pretty definitive. There's not a maybe you pay him, maybe you don't. Because the Cowboys don't have a plan B and the market is what it is. And we do get hung up on the salary, hearing $55-60 million. Well, the cap goes up, so it's what percentage of cap. But on The Athletic, they have a survey of 31 agents, anonymous, so that they get real answers. And there's all kinds of stuff, and we'll dive into some of it. But one of the questions, will the Cowboys and Dak Prescott agree to a contract extension? 18 say yes, 13 say no.
Interesting.
One of the things that is interesting are the quotes. And again, I hate anonymous stuff, but the only way you're going to get the guys to answer is anonymous.
They're cowards.
Well, I mean, it's also anonymous. One says
they're anonymous cowards.
Quote, no, the Cowboys want to play it out and are willing to pay the price if wrong. Another one says, yes, I can't imagine Jerry letting him go. Another agent said, quote, hold the line. Once you start paying guys that crazy money, they effectively own part of a team. You can get a $5 million quarterback and win 8 games. Maybe Jerry is getting hip to that reality. I don't know what crack that agent is on, but how many $5 million quarterbacks that aren't rookies?
Well, that's Trey Lance's agent.
Well, is he going to win? Maybe. The issue is whether Dak is a top 5 quarterback. He wins in the regular season, but is he a difference maker? I think Dallas is doing right by seeing what he's worth. It's one of those crazy topics. You compare him to Patrick Mahomes. One agent says Dak has a shot at $60 million, so Mahomes would get at least $70 million. Another 10-year contract with open bidding right might get him close to $1 billion overall. He's the NFL Shohei Ohtani, one of one. And, that's part of it, too. It is rather interesting, but it doesn't look like Dak will get a deal before the start of the regular season.
Well, look, and I hope that they're correct. I hope that Jerry Jones has the stones that he hasn't had before, but I hope he does, and make Dak play this season. Let's see what happens. Or do you just continue, well, we had a great regular season, and then the Green Bay Packers kicked our ass in the playoffs. I mean, how many times do you want to keep hearing that? How many times? Yeah, the regular season was great. He was second in MVP voting, but, well, he threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter in the first round playoff game.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point in time, you gotta say, cut ties and go. Cowboy fans are scared to death that Quincy Carter's coming back. And you can't be that way. You can't be that way. At some point in time, you got to start over and try something else.
But do you start over when you have a quarterback that, and again, you can't discount totally the regular season. I know it's all about the postseason. And the Cowboys, who haven't won squat in 30 years, because they've had 3 great regular seasons and playoff just total meltdowns, it's changed. But the Cowboys, and it is interesting. Follow me here for a second. Remember back in the Spurs heyday? Getting to the Western Conference Finals wasn't good enough. Remember when fans would say, I'm not going to the first round playoff game. I'm saving my money for the finals, because that was the expectation.
Right.
Cowboy fans have that same expectation, but it hasn't really been earned with all the great playoff success. And we discount great regular seasons because of the failures. Mike McCarthy said something the other day winning 12 games in the NFL year after year is an accomplishment. Not hang a banner celebratory, but it can't be discounted. So when you're Jerry Jones and you're looking at giving Dak Prescott all that kind of money, knowing the importance of the regular season, you have to factor in the totality of his body of work. Although, good Lord, they need to have playoff success. But do you cut ties with a quarterback that just turned 31 years old, that is playing at the level that he is playing? I think we all agree that you're not going to replace Dak Prescott with a quarterback as good as Dak Prescott. Jimmy Garoppolo has been to a Super Bowl. He's been to a couple of championship games. Would you rather have Jimmy Garoppolo or would you rather have Dak Prescott?
Well, yeah, I'd rather have Garoppolo because he's not
Lord.
going to cost you $60 million a year.
Okay.
I mean, that's the problem, Jason. It has nothing to do with anything else other than you're going to have to pay this man $60 million a year. That's the problem. That is the issue right there, whatever percentage of salary cap that is. What else are you going to add to it? I'd rather have a Brock Purdy on a rookie contract where you can put stars around him and go to the NFC Championship game, go to the Super Bowl.
Well,
that's what they're doing.
As I look at what Cleveland did today with Deshaun Watson's deal, we all talk about the salary cap, which you need 3 math degrees to figure out how it all works, but somehow they created $30 million of cap space today, right? Now, to use Jerry Jones's analogy, that credit card bill will come due at some point.
It will.
So did they make that move today by turning a whole bunch of Deshaun Watson money into a bonus because they're about to make that trade for Brandon Ayuk and they're going to be able to sign him? But you look at if the Brandon Ayuk trade happens with Cleveland and they give him a big contract, is that not essentially the same as what the Cowboys would end up doing when you have a whole bunch of high-priced players on your team? You can still field a team with a lot of high-priced players. You just have to have a good math guy in the accounting department to make it all work.
So you say the Cowboys don't have a good math guy in the accounting department?
No, they do. They've been doing this for years. But again, you look at Cleveland, created cap space today. Right now we're talking about, where's the Cowboys cap space going to come from? You move this from this ledger to that ledger, and all of a sudden it's there. It's there. It's not real.
It still comes due at some point. So you mortgage the future for Dak Prescott now and hoping that he does something.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, 4 years from now,
and that is
the bills come due and you suck for another 2 or 3 years.
All 32 teams are trying to, do they have a roster around them now? When you look at what Jerry Jones has done, you just signed CeeDee Lamb, and somehow that created cap space. You're going to sign Micah Parsons, hopefully not putting him through all the stuff CeeDee did, and you just get it done early, which is not the Cowboy way. You got Diggs. So when you look at the investment already on this team, and I'm not saying this is what I would do, but I'm trying to put my mind in Jerry and Stevens, and with the conversations that you and I have had with those two guys, especially with Stephen Jones, this roster, their championship window with Dak Prescott is open, and the roster is built to give themselves a chance at that championship. You eliminate Dak, do you have any kind of a window, or do you just have a high-priced roster hoping to win 8 or 9 games?
Well, you have some money to play with if you eliminate Dak. Dak's playing this year. So this year it makes no difference, right? So if that championship window is open, then I agree with Jerry Jones. If that's what he's saying, go win a championship. And then we'll open up the Brinks truck for you. I mean, go prove it. And thus far, he hasn't been able to do that. I mean, look, you can't even look at Dak and say, man, NFC championship games, just a little, turn of the ball, a fumble here, a missed call, and we lost. You can't even say that.
Well,
that's the issue.
No, outside of last year's debacle against Green Bay, those 2 losses to San Francisco, there were a couple plays that were the difference makers in there, and not necessarily on Dak Prescott. So, those 2 years, I think, is why the reaction wasn't the same as last year, because last year, everything broke the Cowboys' way, and they still fumbled the ball.
I mean, yeah, that's a light way of saying it, and I can't say what I want to say.
I like my job, so I won't say.
I can't say what I want to say.
Did.
What they actually did against Green Bay,
we all know, and it was all over the bed.
The problem is, and if you're Jerry Jones, and whatever you think of Jerry Jones is fine, I really don't care. But you're looking at number 4 right now. You've already given him a big contract. He's been paid a hell of a lot of money, and he bet on himself, and props to him. Great deal of respect for that. But now you're talking about another 4 or 5 years that you're going to get hung with this guy again. Can he get the job done? You have to be confident that he can. And at this point in time, I'm not sure that Jerry or Steven or half the Cowboy fans are confident that Dak Prescott can get the job done.
The reality is Cowboy fans don't matter. You don't matter. I don't matter. The Cowboys have offered him a contract. Now, clearly not a contract that was satisfactory to Dak Prescott or he would have signed it. But the fact that they are negotiating tells you that the Cowboys believe. But I do believe there is a walkaway price for the Cowboys. And no matter what that number is, but, the numbers are just going to continue to go up as that salary cap goes up. And, we had the same reaction as fans when, it was $40 million a year and $20 million a year, just because but as the salary cap goes up, that's what the market is. So I've kind of stopped looking at what the number is and look at percentage of cap. And because I've forever have said quarterbacks need to count differently against the cap because those salaries are so much higher than everybody else. And I was saying that when it was 30-40 million a year. Now you're at 60, and Mahomes could get 100 million when
you can't do that.
Well,
because then quarterbacks would be getting paid. I mean, Jerry would just write a check for or whatever, or Kansas City would write a check for Mahomes for $1 billion, and it wouldn't count as a cap.
Not against the cap. They've got to count differently against the cap.
How?
Well, with a cap. Your quarterback, if it's in this range, if he's below it, but if it's 22% or 24%, 25, whatever it is, it stops there. So you have money for everybody else. And if you've got a quarterback that is at 17%, cool, then you've got more cap money. But there does need to be some sort of limit on how much the quarterback, with those salaries exploding the way they are, and they're not going down. I mean, when you look at all the $55 million a year quarterbacks that signed this year, and none of them have done anything in the postseason either, although it was their first big contract. Well, they're all going to get a second contract because they're going to be due before they're 30, 31 years old, just like Dak Prescott. Quarterbacks get 2, maybe 3 mega deals. Most other position players get 2.
Every team has to operate under the same system. So as long as that's the thing, I don't want, quarterbacks have to be squeezed into the same box. And if you start moving up players out and doing other things, then it's just going to get out of control. And the NFL will never allow that to happen. It just won't happen. Every team has to operate under the same system. Some teams are just better at it than others.
Well, they are.
And the Cowboys right now are not, and they're paying Dak Prescott, a guy that's going into his 9th year, who played well last year, yes, although they didn't beat too many good teams last year. Let's just throw that out there. And I don't think Jerry has the stomach for it right now.
Well, when you talk about well-run franchises, and the Cowboys aren't, and I think we all know that. In this survey of agents, best-run franchise, Philadelphia and San Francisco each got 5 votes. The Chiefs got 4. Green Bay got 3. The Cowboys didn't get a single vote. Houston got 1. When you look at that, most unstable franchise, Carolina, 9 votes.
I think Arizona's in there too.
The Raiders, 7 votes. Jets, Jaguars, Cowboys, Cardinals, Broncos, Jets, Jaguars, Cowboys, Cardinals each get 3 votes. Denver gets 2, and Washington gets 1 as an unstable franchise. Best offseason, Washington won, got 8 votes. They finished tops. The Houston Texans came in second with 6 votes.
Well, it's interesting, and it's coming from agents, and they deal with these owners and negotiate contracts and all of that kind of stuff. So I will take what they say with as gospel. Look, the Cowboys have really done things differently this year in a lot of ways because they didn't do much of anything. And now they're starting to make some moves when they realize they need some pieces and they need some help. But again, I think it comes down to Jerry Jones. You keep saying it. The guy wants to win.
Yep.
Well, he hasn't won in almost 30 years.
Well, he hasn't.
And
but
so it's been
around,
a long time.
You've been around Jerry. Do you ever get the idea that he's not all about winning?
He's all about winning.
He wants to win.
But there are different ways to go about that. And I think Jerry Jones is starting to see that. that you don't have to pay a quarterback top market money to get it done when you look at other teams that are getting it done with rookie quarterbacks and guys that aren't making top market money.
Do you have any confidence that the Cowboys would draft the right rookie quarterback?
Well, do you have any confidence anybody will?
Well,
I mean, unless you've got a number one pick, San Francisco, nobody knew Brock Purdy was going to be Brock Purdy.
Sure.
Nobody knows that Caleb Williams will be who everybody thinks he's going to be. C.J. Stroud, as of late, is the only guy that's really come through and shown everybody that, yeah, rookie quarterbacks can do that.
Well,
it is a crapshoot.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, and even Joe Burrow is, I mean, he was a surefire pick, and when healthy, he's that. Trevor Lawrence hasn't gotten it done yet. Tua hasn't gotten it done yet. It is a complete crapshoot.
Absolutely. You got to get lucky. Looks like Dak Prescott, our guy we're talking about, is speaking at Frisco as we speak. So we'll have to see what he has to say coming up here in just a little bit.
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah.
The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak, not all that far away from the Brew Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. And, if you're looking to go watch the college games tonight and this weekend, especially Saturday is going to be a great day. Get into the Brew Pub at 281 in Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you go into the Brew Pub, go hungry. The food, fantastic. They got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Brew Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind right next to the Angry Elephant. The Brew Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Brew.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Twin Liquors dollar sale is here. We dropped the price on all wine and spirits to the absolute lowest, then at $1. It's how we say thank you to our customers. Don't miss the dollar sale, now through Saturday, only at Twin Liquors.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
Keep it twisted all year long with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is real iced tea that packs a punch with 5% alcohol. Tastes great at the beach, the mountains, or even in your backyard. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea cans. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Golden State Warriors opened up their checkbook today and extended guard Steph Curry, one-year deal, $62.6 million, going to keep him with the Warriors through the 26-27 season. Newly acquired running back Dalvin Cook's going to wear number 20 this year. Of course, Tony Pollard wore that number last year. And it will be Russell Wilson, not Justin Fields, and Jacoby Brissett for New England over Drake May.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. Come hang out.
Yes.
BYOB.
Look, you can get a cigar with a garter on it. How about that?
It's the only way Reinagel gets to see one of those.
Check out the legs on that baby, huh? Look at that. Woo! Very nice. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw that.
Yeah.
If not, you got to take my word for it.
Well, watch on YouTube.
Yes, you can do that.
Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Very nice garter, don't you think?
That's a beautiful garter.
Wow.
Yes.
I've taken off a couple of those.
Bragger?
Well, you know, it was a long time ago.
Why were you wearing them in the first place?
Well, that's a good question.
You know, it was a Saturday night. You know, I needed the money. Okay. What am I going to say?
Joe Reinagel or Oscar De La Hoya? Who am I sitting next to? Greg Shelton off of the top rope, ladies and gentlemen.
Who the hell's that guy?
Greg Shelton?
Greg Shelton. Yeah. The peanut gallery over there.
Yeah, he wears garters too. Don't let him lie to you.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. You know what I mean?
I'll take your word for it.
Oh man!
If I see a garter that big, I'm running.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, that's us. Yeah.
Yeah. Leave that one alone, man.
Looks damn good on the cigar, though. Looks really good.
Let's do the headline blitz,
please.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, as the NFL season gets ready to kick off, a week from Sunday, Tom Brady is going to be in Cleveland on the broadcast crew for the Browns-Cowboys game, right?
He is.
Yeah, except for, well, Tom's going to have a hard time doing his job because he's trying to buy a part of the Raiders. And there are so many restrictions that most of us are unaware of when you own a team that is actually going to keep Tom Brady from doing his job properly. It almost makes you wonder if the NFL is trying to tell Tom, dude, you don't need to be a part of the Raiders organization. We're going to make this extremely difficult for you, or you don't need to be on television. And I have a feeling they really want Tom Brady on TV.
I think they want him on TV too. And I'm not sure what his fascination or connection to the Raiders is, but he wants to be a minority owner in the Las Vegas Raiders for some reason. Problem with Brady now, if as a broadcaster, he can't go to any opposition's locker rooms. He can't do interviews with any opposition players or coaches because for obvious reasons. You do that and you get it back to the Raiders or whatever the case may be, but they're trying to safeguard the thing. And if I'm making $375 million to call football games on Sunday, I think I would tell the Las Vegas Raiders it's nice knowing you.
Well, I'm curious, how much money is he actually going to make if he's one of the owners of the Raiders? I mean, if it's a dollars thing, which one is ultimately going to net you more money? But also, I don't know. But I know as a broadcaster, the idea that he can go into a game without having talked to any of the players or any of the coaches for preparation purposes, to me, is just silly. You can't do it. I mean, I think about the prep work that I do for high school games, and we've got, Johnson and Judson tomorrow night on 94.1. I've talked to Mark Soto. I've talked to TP Miller. You know what I mean? There's a lot of prep work that goes in. You hear these guys often talk about in our meetings with, and you get so much insight. And a part of that is there is a trust between the broadcast crews and those players and coaches that there are things that, you're going to hear about that, you're not going to talk about until it's there. One of the things that I think goes on in every production meeting is coaches will tell you about some trick plays that they might run, so you're prepared for it. Different things like that. Getting the insight. It's adds so much to the broadcast as part of the storytelling aspect of it that Tom Brady will struggle if he doesn't have that. It is so much more than just telling me and you, the listener, the viewer, what's going on the field or why this play happened or why it didn't.
Well, and if you're Tom Brady, you're going to get probably a lot of information, but all those analysts get that because they're ex-NFL players for the most part, and players trust them, coaches trust them. They know they're part of that fraternity. So if Brady can't do that, it's gonna hurt the broadcast. It's gonna be interesting to see, and he's got to work this out. He's got a week to do it. A little over a week to do it, but he needs to get it done, figure out what he's going to do.
Well, and quite honestly, if I'm Fox, I tell him, dude, you got to withdraw that.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's already signed that contract. He is pending approval from the NFL owners to become there. But because his application is in and being reviewed by the other NFL owners, those restrictions are in place right now.
Well, I'm with you. I think Fox should tell him, look, dude, you got to make a call right now. You've signed this contract. If you bow out on it, guess what? That's going to be all kinds of legal trouble for you. He's got, I don't know what his fascination is with the Raiders. Come on.
Well, I mean, I think, but part of that too is also with the aces in everything that Mark Davis has, and you're investing. I mean, look, I would imagine if you can afford to get a percentage of an NFL franchise or any pro sports franchise, the payoff is going to be great. Probably more. Well, his broadcast contract is nuts, and over the life of being an owner, he's probably going to make more with the Raiders, depending on what kind of percentage is. But what is it costing him to buy in to get that percentage? That becomes some of the questions.
Well, look, Tom Brady's not a dumb guy. He had to know that there were obstacles, and whoever represented him legally in that had to know that there were some obstacles. And so I'm really surprised that it's come down to this. So hopefully Brady's already addressed this, or they're taking care of it somehow, some way. I just can't believe that guy went into this without knowing at all that this could be an issue, because he's not a dumb guy, and he's got plenty of money to get the best lawyers to figure all that out. And I'm sure he did. So going to be interesting to see, but I have to believe he's got a solution to it already. We're not hearing about it yet.
No, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. This is 2 days in a row. We've got to credit Oklahoma. It's 308. OU still sucks.
That's got to be hard on you.
Yeah. Although a good story is a good story.
It is.
And I imagine there's other places doing this, but it's not public yet. But maybe it will because of the attention that an Oklahoma linebacker is getting, because he is giving $50,000 of his own NIL earnings to Sooner walk-ons.
How cool is that? And he explains in the article, Jason, that walk-ons can be a valuable part of a program.
Yep.
And so he says these guys deserve to get money too. Obviously, they're not getting any NIL money as walk-ons for the most part, unless you do something and then get it. But I think this is great. And again, this is a perfect example of what the NCAA should have done 10 years ago. Give guys a stipend so they can buy lunch, take somebody out on a date, whatever, have some spending money. They didn't do it. This guy is doing what the NCAA should have done a long time ago.
Well, and again, you look at, like, I've got a friend of mine. In fact, saw him last night. His kid is a walk-on freshman at UT. So he's not traveling, but he's practicing, and, he gets all the gear and stuff like that. But they don't get all the benefits that the scholarship players do,
right.
Housing and all that other stuff. So you're a practice player, and maybe you'll eventually get to work your way into a scholarship, but very cool to see. And I don't know how many walk-ons they have and how much of that $50,000, what that divides out to, but it's a great gesture. And I think if one does it, maybe some of the others will do it. Maybe not $50,000, but if all the, high paid guys throw a little bit of money in a pot and divvy it up amongst the walk-on guys, that seems like a good way to do it.
I just want to know how much Danny Stutzman's making that he can afford to give up $50,000. Dude must be doing pretty well.
I would imagine.
He's a linebacker, for goodness sake.
All those guys are doing
wow.
Well. So is a member of
yes,
team.
Yes.
Cash is one thing, but when you get a signature hot dog as a rookie.
Yeah, Roma Dunze has got his own hot dog there at they still call it Soldier Field in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made a hot dog for this guy, and it's one hell of a hot dog. Now, Chicago's pretty famous for their hot dogs anyway, right? But this guy's got like roast beef on it and some kind of.
It's Italian beef.
Is that what it is?
Yes, Italian beef.
Well, what's the difference?
Italian beef.
What's Italian? It's an Italian cow or what?
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, look, an Italian beef sandwich is one thing. So it's a jalapeno cheddar dog topped with Italian beef and then, that pickled vegetable stuff that Chicago uses everywhere. It's I'm not a fan of that. I think it's gross, but there's a lot going on that hot dog. I love a good Italian beef sandwich. I don't know if I want Italian beef on my hot dog.
It looks fantastic. The picture that they showed in the article, it looks great.
Yeah, but how in the hell do you eat that in a stadium? I mean, you're sitting in your seat, you got a beer, you're at Soldier Field, you're watching the Bears play, and they've got these, I don't know, cheese crisp, looks like Tostito chips on top of it. I mean, half of that's going to end up on your jersey.
And that's perfectly okay.
Well, on a Bears jersey it is.
That's
but
what
nobody would want to ruin a good jersey.
That's what it's supposed to do. Look, I think it's great, and I still want to know what the hell the difference is between Italian beef and regular beef.
Somebody tweet at Joe Reinagle 210 and explain to him.
Yes,
I don't really know the technical answer, but you can get a roast beef sandwich and you can get an Italian beef sandwich. They're different.
Well, it's just Italian cows, and it's all it has to be.
Look, a cow from Italy is going to cost you more, apparently.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
Italian beef. The hell.
Idiot.
Italian beef.
We've all had nights where you've had quite a bit to drink, right?
It's me, never.
Imagine you're going to a country concert. See, stuff like this doesn't happen at a good rock and roll show.
No.
But at a Kenny Chesney concert at Gillette Stadium, home of the Patriots, an off-duty cop from Rhode Island has been arrested because they were in the pit area, and he peed on a woman's boots. She says something wet was spraying on her leg, and then she realized there was a guy that was taking a leak onto her boots, right? So she got security. Security then got the guy, not knowing he was an off-duty cop, said he was heavily intoxicated. His zipper was down. He had a Bud Light in his hand, and his shorts were wet. So they took
it
this.
Must have been cold.
Yeah, they took this guy out and they were talking to him, and he then unzipped and started peeing on the security guard.
When you gotta go, you gotta go,
dude.
I mean, what?
He's been arrested.
Yeah, well, I would think so. I guess. Man, you know, I guess when you just get that drunk, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You got to pee. You got to pee.
I've never been, I don't think, at that level.
Well, I wish I could say that. I've never peed on anybody's shoes that I know of.
Yeah?
Yeah, or a security guard, either one. But I probably have done some things that I wouldn't be proud of.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to San Marcos, lived there for a few
peed,
years.
I mean,
yeah.
You peed in bushes. I mean, passed out in bushes. I mean, who hasn't done that, right?
I don't know that I've passed out in bushes. I should pass out on the golf course.
Well, are there not bushes on the golf course?
Well, there are, but I wasn't on it. It was usually
just,
a green where it's nice. The grass is nice.
You just literally passed out there, or you went there and said, this looks like a good place for the night?
Well, both. I mean, because there were several things going on that green. So,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, I got you.
Uh-huh.
Not a bogey, though, huh?
Well, depends. The next morning, maybe. A double. That old coyote arm.
Yeah. That's where you just go to the sand trap.
Yeah, exactly. Woo. Yeah, those were the days.
Uh-huh. Those were the days. Well, that was at a Kenny Chesney concert. Things like that don't happen at good rock and roll shows. If you want to go to a good show, next Wednesday night, Bush, Jerry Cantrell, Candlebox, they're all playing out at Freeman Coliseum. We got your tickets right now going to caller number 12, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 12, you're going to go see Bush next Wednesday night out at Freeman Coliseum. You know, over the weekend when we were in Las Vegas, we heard about Jeremy Sohan getting into a car accident. There's pictures of his now crushed $240,000 Porsche. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz, live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio Sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Jungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by England, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The only thing more satisfying than a crisp fall day is a crisp fall day inside your cozy, spotless home. Right now, shop Labor Day savings on select cleaning essentials and exclusive brands from the Home Depot. Plus, with fast free delivery, you don't have to worry about running out of your favorite cleaners, paper products, trash bags, and more. The Home Depot has everything you need to get ready for a fall refresh. Get your home crisp, clean, and ready for the season with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on over 2 million items subject to availability.
Football season is here. It's the greatest time of the year. Jason Minix here from the Blitz for UnderdogFantasy.com. You know, I've been playing Underdog for a long time now, and over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You, too, can join and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Getting signed up is easy. Go to the app or UnderdogFantasy.com and use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a Give Me First pick and your deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Get signed up now at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here.
They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching online at sasportsstar.com or listening online, watching at YouTube. Go to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, you can comment. Better yet, come see us here at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. The Villages of Stone Oak Shopping Center, basically 281 in Stone Oak Parkway. Right there, kind of near the Target.
Yeah, it's not hard to find at all. I mean, it's really not. So come see us. It's a great place. Come have a cigar. You can bring your own bottle of whatever it is you like and just have some fun out of it. They got TVs in that lounge area in there, which is really nice. And, dude, have you been in the bathroom?
I have.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow? It's a bathroom.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it's a bathroom.
That's all you saw?
Well, I mean,
you didn't see the picture on the wall?
Apparently not.
Damn, you know, you
Dude,
didn't.
I don't spend enough time in there, Joe, to look at the decorations.
You can't have you walk through the door and it's like pow,
what is
bam.
it?
But let's just say it's a very attractive young lady
Yeah.
sitting on a toilet smoking a cigarette or a cigar.
Well, I would hope she's smoking a cigar.
Well, I don't know that it is, and it really doesn't matter, honestly.
I mean, you've only been in there 3 times. We've been here an hour.
I didn't even have to pee.
Yeah, now I know why.
Yeah. I think I peed on my own leg.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all.
I swear it's just water.
That doesn't
It's water.
surprise me. And you're going to blame the water.
No, I don't know what it is, but
Mm-hmm.
very attractive. Just saying.
Okay. Out of curiosity.
Shelton just called me weird.
I mean, when grumpy ass Greg Shelton's calling you weird, you know where you're going, right?
That's funny as hell.
I sure, I guess, whatever. It is what it is, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're going into the restroom. It was nice and clean. I could tell you that.
Yes, extremely.
But
yes, extremely.
It's a bathroom. I don't tend to pay attention to.
I'm just saying
decorations.
Whoever decorated that bathroom has great taste. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess it was her, because if it was a guy, it'd just be, I don't know, paper towels on the counter and you go.
Just saying. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, you should get out here and see for yourself.
Come check out the bathroom at 49 Cigars.
Absolutely.
I mean, who knew that was going to be the selling point?
Well, everything else, that's just like a cherry on top.
Really? A cherry?
Well, maybe not, but it's in there.
Good Lord. So over the weekend, we were at Circa Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys heard that. I mean, we might have mentioned it once or twice that we were doing our show at Circa Las Vegas. And I don't know, Saturday, Sunday, because those days are really blurry. I heard about Jeremy Sohan getting into a car accident. Now, also, he was not hurt, no big deal.
Right.
So I haven't thought much of it. Until today, the Express News has an article. San Antonio Spurs Jeremy Sohan crashes $240,000 Porsche near I-10. Then it says Sohan may have been speeding when he lost control of his Porsche.
He may have been.
May have been. Then I see the pictures of the Porsche, and it's a very bright green. It almost matches his hair color, which seemed near impossible. They're on the access road of 1604 and I-10 where all that construction is. And according to the police report, he may have been speeding. He was the only car. My curious is it's a 2019 Porsche 911. Starts at $240,000. When did he get drafted? Why is this guy driving a used car?
Was there NIL at Baylor?
Well, not when he was there, right? The NIL stuff just started. But in all seriousness, why the hell is that guy driving anything in the teens? I mean, it's 2024. He should be driving a brand new car, not a 2019.
I don't know. That's a pretty nice car.
Oh, that's a great car. I would love to have that car, except a different color.
Yes.
Now, I do know, like, that win has a collection of Porsches, but he likes from certain years, right? That was his thing. But I'm a little surprised that Jeremy was driving a used car.
But sometimes when you buy a car like that, a lot of people say it's better to do that than to go buy a brand new one, especially when it's a car like that, because
that might be for a practical purpose, a practical person. He's in the NBA. I mean, he could, write a check for that and pay cash.
He hasn't made that kind of money yet to do that.
Do you not look at what NBA guys get? Even the guys at the end of the bench are, making ridiculous money. Think about what Zach Collins makes. I'm sure Jeremy's doing just fine as a first-round NBA guy.
His annual salary's $5.7 million.
5.7.
He's out spending 200 and some odd grand on a Porsche.
Well, I mean, that seems about right.
Now, look, he's a kid. I mean, the guy's a kid. He was drafted in 2022. What is he, 21, 22 years old? He's a kid. It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Uh-huh. It happens.
I'm just glad he's okay. Everybody's okay, and there's no issues. But it looks like the car is not okay.
The car is not okay. I mean,
it's going to need some work.
It's going to need a lot of body work. Although it's a 2019, he'll just go get a new one. As I look up Jeremy Sohan's salary, it is $5 million this coming year. The option is $7 million next year, and then in 26, 9.6. So just go 50% tax, and I know it's not quite there. That car at $240,000 is a small percentage of his salary. He could afford it. I was of all the things, I'm surprised that he was driving a 2019. As a kid,
I'm not.
He should be driving a new one.
Now, if there's anybody out there that sells cars, let us know, because I've been told that, like, if you go buy a BMW or a Mercedes or one of these fancy cars like a Porsche, that it's sometimes better to buy one that's used, because all the value.
Well, yeah,
drive it off.
As soon as you drive it off the lot, your car has lost value.
I've been told that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not in the car business, but I'm just saying.
I mean, it kind of goes both ways. I mean, how much warranty do you want on your new car, right? Because, depending on, especially a Porsche like that, I imagine that the oil changes and things like that are stupid expensive.
I'm sure they are.
And so how much do you want under warranty when you're buying your used car?
If you're Jeremy Sohan, you probably don't give a damn.
No.
And it's a Porsche. It's not going to break down anyway.
Yeah. You don't think Porsches break down?
No.
You're an idiot.
Well, not anytime soon. No, they don't.
Well, yeah.
Oh, baloney.
Yeah.
Now, BMW or Mercedes does, and they're expensive as hell to fix.
Yeah. But Porsche is the one you think is the safest out there?
I think they're great, yes. And I think it's Jeremy
How many
Sohan.
Porsches have you owned for this expert opinion?
I have not owned one.
None.
I don't make that kind of money.
Exactly. But you think they're just, Jeremy speeding, wrecked his car.
Oh, wouldn't you speed if you had a Porsche like that?
Well, I think the car by itself speeds. I mean, whether you want to or not, that car will go fast on its own.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's bad for the car if you drive the speed limit.
Yes. Do you tell that to the cop when he pulls you over?
The cop knows that.
Cop pulls over and says, hi, Jeremy, man, just slow down a little bit. Is that what happens?
That I guess. The car's probably going to need a hell of a lot of work, and he may be better off just.
Yeah, they're just going to scrap that one.
They're not going to scrap it. It's not that bad.
Dude.
So you think he hit the cement wall there?
I'm just looking at that bright green. There's no way that they can match that paint. They're going to have to repaint the whole damn
Have you
thing.
seen Jeremy's hair?
Yes.
It's been that color before.
It has. Not quite that color. But again, you would have to repaint the entire car. You couldn't match that paint.
Somebody could do that.
Nor would you want to. While we talk about stupid NBA money, Golden State has extended Steph Curry a 1-year extension for $62.6 million.
He could afford a few Porsches, I would imagine.
One for every day.
Yeah. Although he lives in San Francisco. I don't know what the taxes on that, about 70%.
It's going to be ridiculous, but $62 million with that extent. That goes on to the back end of the 2 years he has left on the 4-year, $215 million contract he signed in 2021. With this new contract fully guaranteed, he will join LeBron James and Kevin Durant as the 3 players that have passed $500 million in career NBA earnings. That doesn't count all the endorsement money.
Well, and look, I mean, when you're looking at money, those 3 guys, I think, have earned that. I mean, when you're looking at the 3 names you mentioned, Durant, LeBron, and Steph Curry, they're NBA royalty.
Yep.
So they've earned that money. And so, yeah, props to him. I just wonder, though, and it's interesting because what does that extend him through, 26, 27? I don't think Steph Curry's going to be patient with the Warriors. If they are a 30-win team this year, which I think is highly probable, he's going to get a bug to go somewhere else and try to win another ring before it's all said and done.
It'll be interesting to see what ultimately happens with him and his career if he finishes out in Golden State with Steve Kerr there as the head coach. Dak Prescott talking today. Guess what? He doesn't listen to Jerry Jones. We'll explain as we continue here live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys will be in Cleveland week 1. That is next Sunday, and you ought to get some action in on that. Should be a good game. The line, I think, was 2 the last time we checked. But if you want to get some action on it, you can. Even here in the state of Texas, all you have to do is go to betus.com. betus.com. That's who I use to get some action on the games is betus.com. I've been using these guys for years. It's so easy to do, and they're going to give you a great present for signing up. A 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. You heard me right. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. And BetUS offers value other sportsbooks simply don't offer, like gambler's insurance. They have crypto bonuses, casino bonuses. Plus, they have all the products you need, like competitive odds, parlays. You can live bet, odds boosts, and prop betting. You can also get expert knowledge from BetUS. They have their very own BetUS TV. So why don't you get started today? Be ready for the start of the NFL season. Go to betus.com. You can also give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS, it's where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. We've got it. Football is here. We'll wrap up all we saw
and preview what's to come this weekend, including Georgia Clemson and Notre Dame A&M. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter and Instagram, at Joe Reinagle 210. I'm at Jason Minix. Follow the station at SA Sports Star. Come see us here at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. It's Thursday. We got college football tonight.
College football, they've got TVs all over the place here. If you want to watch some college football here, enjoy a nice cigar. And whatever beverage you like, you can bring your own here to 49 Cigars.
BYOB.
Yeah. So take advantage of that. I'm going to take advantage of my Garter cigar at some point in time.
Please stop.
Does this have is there a brand name? Say again. Definition. I like it.
Yeah.
Now, Definition, do they all come with Garters like that? Sweet. All right.
That's their signature.
That's their definition.
Goal is to get to the garter belt on the cigar.
No, you take that off. You take that off, or move it up a little, but you take it off. I mean, normally when I smoke a cigar, you got to get up there where you almost need a roach clip. You know what I mean? So
how old are you?
I'm just saying.
Jeez. When was the last time anybody used the term roach clip?
I don't know.
I mean,
they don't use that anymore?
Roach clips?
Yeah.
When was the last time any of you guys heard anybody use the term, I need a roach clip? 77. 77.
Look.
What?
I'm just saying.
You should stop talking, but go ahead.
People still have to, what do you call it? Just a clip?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, but roach clip did go out with the 70s.
Well, back in the day, they used to call that a roach.
Yes.
Right? So you needed a roach clip.
Yes.
Hey, I'm hip, man. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously.
It's true.
I know it's
true. I didn't know that went out, that term.
Yeah.
I wish somebody that indulged in a little pot would call me and tell me what
little pot.
Little
pot. You want some of the marijuana? It's almost 420. Give it time. They'll all show up soon.
Tell me what you call that thing if you don't call it a roach clip anymore. I'm curious.
Well,
now.
I don't even know if they still use roach clips.
Well, why wouldn't you? You don't want to waste it.
Well, I mean, there's so many other ways to do it now. It's not like in the old days where you got a quarter bag and was rolling it, and you couldn't waste any little bit of it.
Exactly.
You know, you think about all those different things now. I mean, you're fine. You're fine. Hell, you had 5 kids. You know, at some point you didn't catch on to certain things.
Well, dude, I went to college.
Yes.
I know what I'm talking about.
You went to college. What year did you graduate?
Long time ago.
1977.
See, small metal clips to facilitate the smoking of a roach. That's the definition of a roach clip.
Well, we all know what the definition is, but it's just a term that has left society.
I don't think so. Look, I don't think you are.
All right, Noah on YouTube says don't use them anymore. Now, I don't know if that's
Noah, what do you use?
That's his personal thing, or they're not called that anymore. Fred says it's your wacky tobacco, Joe. Good Lord.
I guess. I'm like Grandpa sitting on the rocking chair.
You've been
back
like
in my day.
Yeah.
We called that a roach clip.
Yep. Idiot. You just go get lost with that garter belt over there and enjoy that cigar.
Don't tempt me.
Well, it's there for a reason. AD says just use tweezers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where your tweezers have been. I mean, now Greg Shelton
Where would you put tweezers?
Generally just to get a nose hair. I don't know.
Oh, there's that poor cop at the concert. He peed in his pants.
The reason you used a roach clip was so you just clamped it on there and then just held it to keep pressed down all the time.
Right. See?
So the engineer who's an expert at this just thinks the old roach clip. So what do they call roach clips today if they're not called roach clips anymore?
You can call them an alligator clip if you'd like. We use them in electronics.
There you go.
An alligator clip.
Yeah. Because they got jaws that do this and they got a bunch of teeth in them.
See, look, John right here says he's 26 and he still calls it a roach clip.
Well, it's because John was raised by somebody that called them roach clips and he doesn't know any better.
That's what you still call them. That's it. I mean, I don't expect you to be a connoisseur of.
Well, I know what roach clips are. I just haven't heard that term used since high
when's
school.
the last time you've been hanging out with a bunch of people that used them?
A roach clip?
Yes. Long time ago.
Sure.
Go hang out with John.
Yeah. All right. What concert are we going to? I mean, but you go, places where it's legal, and in Texas it isn't legal. Somebody's saying go into a dispensary and ask. One day soon we'll be able to do that in the great state of Texas, but right now we can't.
You think we will?
Yeah.
I hope they get sports gambling first.
I would rather, yes, but I think that will all come at the same time.
It might.
Texas, welcome to 2024 when you can have legalized sports gambling and dispensaries. But yes, it's one of those odd questions. But I'm glad the engineer is fully aware of everything.
Well, I think Dak Prescott was enjoying a little ganja
Oh,
today.
here we go. Good Lord.
Here we go. What's the matter with that guy?
I don't know. Jerry says a lot of things. We know that. Dak Prescott says today, and we'll have the audio of this shortly, but according to a quote from John Machota from The Athletic, he said, quote, I stopped, honestly, listening to things Jerry says to the media a long time ago. It doesn't really hold weight with me.
And that's a great answer. And that's exactly what he should do, because Jerry negotiates through the media. He's always done it. As long as I've known him, as long as you've known him, he does that. That's what he does. And so if you're Dak Prescott, you just let that roll off your back and you don't worry about it. But the media is going to bring it up to Dak and say, hey, Jerry said this. Hey, Jerry said that. So that's a perfect answer. Look, Dak Prescott is a Super Bowl champion of the podium.
He is.
He is.
He is, because he can say he stopped listening, but he still hears him. And it still pisses him off, because when asked today if he needs a deal done before the season starts, he says, I think it says a lot if it is or isn't. When asked, what does it say if it isn't? Prescott says, just how people feel. Which people? I don't know. Prescott said, smiling. And, I think part of it is just the respect level that if you're a franchise quarterback, in all of these guys, all of these athletes, whether you're talking about Dak Prescott or Wemby or Steph Curry, that contract is also a sign of respect. You say you love me, but you've got to show me with the contract, and paying market rate is part of that. The idea that the third time in 6 years he's going through another contract negotiation. What CeeDee Lamb, the contract that CeeDee just signed could have been signed weeks ago. Yet Jerry Jones lets all of this stuff happen. Now, granted, Jerry Jones is a marketing machine, and we know that. So he knows if Dak Prescott is not signed when the season starts, and until he is signed, it's going to be a story throughout the NFL season that's going to keep his Dallas Cowboys at the top of the headlines, and that is something that Jerry Jones cares deeply about.
He does, but the Cowboys are going to be at the top of the headlines anyway. It doesn't matter whether Dak signs or not. That's just like an added cherry on top of an ice cream sundae. That's all that is. Though I feel so sorry for Dak. Nobody respects him. Are you kidding me? That's look, here's what, if I'm Jerry and Dak says that, it's like, hey, Dak, do you respect me? Why don't you go win a few playoff games?
Here we go.
How about that?
I mean,
why don't you do that and show me some respect? And then, you want all this respect with a big contract, but why don't you show me some respect and maybe win a playoff game or two?
You don't think he has tried? I mean, he has showed up for every one of them.
Don't you think Jerry's trying to give Dak a contract?
Well, is it at market value?
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
Again,
that's what we're talking about.
Again, when you look at market value, there are a lot of things. And look, you've got your argument, and you don't want facts to get in the way of a good argument. But NFL agents and the NFLPA never want players to take less money than what is the market, because when players start taking less, they all make less. They want all boats to rise. So everybody that's next, that's kind of why the rule has been, when you're next, you get it, whether you've earned it or not. When you are up, you get that kind of money, especially on mega contracts like this. So the NFLPA would frown on Dak taking less money. And what is less? I mean, 53 instead of 56. Is anybody going to notice that $3 million? That's why all these guys get into those same neighborhoods.
They do, but it doesn't mean that the Cowboys have to be the one paying that big contract.
Sure.
If they're tired of that and they want to move on and do something else, or see if Dak can prove himself this year, they have every right to do that. It doesn't matter what the NFLPA wants or whether Dak is next or whatever the case may be. Everybody gets on Jerry Jones for waiting. Oh, Dak should be signed already. No, he shouldn't. He's got a contract. He's going to be making a lot of money this year. Let him play.
Again, the idea isn't he should be signed, but he's trying to get him signed. He hasn't done anything to prepare for life after Dak Prescott. There's not a quarterback on the roster that's under contract after next year. And certainly you're not going to give the keys to the car to Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, especially after what we saw from Trey Lance in this preseason, especially that last preseason game. If there was a plan in place like Green Bay had, like Philadelphia had, then yeah, or all of a sudden San Francisco trips into a Brock Purdy and they go, hey, that guy's pretty good, so we can get rid of that guy and we can get rid of that guy. The Cowboys haven't done that.
So they have no choice then to give Dak whatever the hell he wants. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
that's what you're saying.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
Well, what's more ridiculous? Let Dak walk and just see what's available on the quarterback shelf?
Absolutely. And look,
and that's a good idea?
Well, it's a good idea when you can put other players around a guy. He doesn't have to be as good as Dak Prescott.
Well, it's not.
But if you pay Dak what he wants, that's no guarantee you're going to get any further than you've gotten now.
Well, when
no guarantee
you talk about putting players around him. You know, there's 53
which
guys.
Which Jerry did, by
team.
the way, last year.
There's 53 guys on that roster. And all of them have contracts, or most of them have contracts that do extend beyond. And then the ones that leave, you've got the money to replace them. They can have guys all making that kind of money. Look at the teams that do have big contract guys like Philadelphia that are still able to somehow, Joe, field a full roster. It's not like the Cowboys give Dak Prescott $60 million, and all of a sudden they got an offense with 8 guys out there because they can't pay 11.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean all 11 guys are as good as you're talking about. You know, we can go back and forth with this all day long. The question is going to come down to what does the Jones family think? Do they think he's the guy? Do they want to get stuck with him for another 4 or 5 years, or do they not? And you know, whether they've got a plan B in place or not, Jerry thought that Trey Lance might be that guy.
Sure.
He thought
he
that.
rolled the dice.
So it wasn't that Jerry didn't have a plan B. He traded a 4th-round draft pick away to get a guy that he thought might be that guy. And obviously it's not working out. The guy's not ready. So what he does next, I don't know, but that doesn't mean that he's stuck and that he's got to pay Dak $60 million or whatever the hell the number is
all right.
For the next 4 or 5 years.
Now let's blank canvas. Dak Prescott doesn't get a deal before the start of the season. And you could take that quote that he said today and say, you know, while he's not giving them a deadline, maybe there's a deadline there. Otherwise, I'm going to be a free agent in March. And now all of a sudden you got a bidding war. It might only be 1 or 2 teams, right? But all it takes is one other. And what you have offered Dak today, or what you might be able to get him this week, what does that number turn into in March? What if Dak does have the playoff run that we've all been waiting for? And now it's going to cost Jerry more money. And every time Jerry plays with fire with somebody's contract, he gets burned. Every one of these guys ultimately have gotten more money from Jerry Jones, bent him over, and end up with more. It always costs money because of the way he negotiates.
Well, Dak's already bent Jerry over once.
Well,
I mean, that's obvious because he's got all the leverage. So Jerry is probably still trying to recover from that.
Well, and here we go again.
But again, I'm not sure that there's going to be that big a bidding war. And I would bet you in that scenario you just painted, if Dak Prescott leads the Dallas Cowboys to a big playoff run or a Super Bowl or whatever, Jerry's not going to let that man get away. He's going to give him whatever he wants, no matter how much that is, and he's going to be okay with it. So I don't see the urgency.
Hold on. So if he goes this year and has the success that he hasn't had yet, then Jerry will have no problem giving him the money.
I don't think he will.
Don't you still have the same problem that you just described, that if you give him that money, how are you going to field another team?
Don't you have to prove yourself in jobs, even in the NFL?
Sure.
Okay, so that's all he's asking him to do. Go prove yourself.
I mean, look at all the guys that make that kind of money with no playoff success. That at least Dak has the regular season success.
Yay!
You can't. Well, I mean, look, you're a Titan fan. Dude,
stop that. That's a ridiculous argument. Okay, we're not talking about the Titans right now.
Oh, because it doesn't fit. But your regular season,
it doesn't matter. That's a stupid argument. It's a dumb argument. Yes.
Why? Regular seasons don't matter.
Well, let's see. I don't know. Well, God, the Chicago Bears suck. Well, they shouldn't pay anybody. That's a ridiculous argument. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
We are. But you moved the goalpost. I mean, regular seasons matter. Well, if you're Jerry Jones and you're looking at fielding a team and having success, and to use Jerry's term of hanging around the rim, the only way you're hanging around the rim is if you're having a good regular season.
Okay.
I mean, we don't just show up and play in the playoffs and call it that way. You've got to give yourself an opportunity. Maybe you get home field advantage. 12 wins.
They just got that, I think, didn't they? And they pooped the bed.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. They got everything they wanted and said that they needed this year. And guess what? It still didn't matter.
Nope.
It still didn't matter because Dak Prescott went out through 2 interceptions in the first quarter that led to 14 points.
Yep.
And it was all downhill from there.
And it was all Dak's fault.
Those two were.
CeeDee didn't have a big drop that would have been a first down.
I have never heard a guy defend a guy as much as you defend this guy.
Look, because you're unfair.
How is that unfair?
Look, when Dak is playoff Prescott's not a good term. You know that if the Cowboys could find a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, I'd help him pack his U-Haul and get him the hell out of town. Cowboys don't have that option right now, and they've done nothing to
So
prepare
they're
for life
stuck.
after Dak Prescott.
Stuck
so, yeah,
paying Dak
they're stuck.
whatever he wants.
They're stuck. But,
Yep.
I mean, there are worse quarterbacks to be stuck with.
They're stuck. They're not.
Well, sure.
They're not stuck. Other teams have done it. You mentioned the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Guess what? They did it.
Well, and you know how they did it? They didn't get rid of Carson Wentz and say, all right, well, we need to go find a guy. They realized Carson was a mistake. They drafted Jalen Hurts, and when Jalen was ready, they moved on. Green Bay, they didn't just get rid of Aaron Rodgers and say, well, let's see what we can find in the draft. They got a guy, and they prepared for life after Aaron Rodgers. You know, the Cowboys haven't even tripped into we've got a guy like they did with Dak Prescott when they had both Tony Romo and Kellen Moore ahead of them. The Cowboys have done nothing to prepare for a backup plan. If Dak were to go out and Joe Theismann his leg, the Cowboys would be completely screwed, just like they would be if he hits free agency and goes and signs somewhere else.
Yeah, I totally disagree.
That's on the GM.
Well, sure it is. And I've said that. They should have been drafting quarterbacks each and every year. Again, Jerry went out and spent a 4th-round draft pick on a guy that he thought would be something. Obviously, he's not. He's not ready to go. That's the way it is. Dak Prescott, nobody knew he was ready to go. They tripped into him.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did, just like San Francisco did, just like Philadelphia did. Who knew Jalen Hurts was going to be this good?
He was a
Nobody.
second-round pick.
Who knew he was going to be that good?
Well, but still, he was a second-round
What
pick.
difference does that make?
Well,
how many first-round picks have been flops?
Sure, but you can't say that they tripped into him. I mean, if they're using a second round, they liked him. I mean, there was a lot there. I mean, Jalen Hurts was one of those guys. So yeah, no, he was picked with the idea of he's going to be the one taking over, not, let's get a Will Grier in the 5th or 6th round and see what he might be. I mean, I think there was a plan when they took Jalen Hurts.
Nobody said Jalen Hurts was ever going to be that good. I don't care where they drafted him. Nobody knew that. He wasn't that good in college, for goodness sake.
Really?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
In college?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'm going to have to go watch some film again because I thought that guy was pretty damn good in college.
I'm not sure that he was.
Okay. Well, we'll look it up.
Well, I just love the fact that we're stuck with Dak Prescott. Stuck with him.
I can't
because
wait
they
till
haven't
he
done
signs and I
anything
get
else.
4 more years of this.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, Cowboy fans, get ready. You get what you wish for.
You need to relax and go smoke a cigar.
I don't need to relax.
4-9 Cigars in Stone Oak. Come see us here. Argue with Joe during the commercial breaks.
I'd love to.
Bring your own bottle. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
Oh, yeah. This is fun.
I agree with you. It's fun.
It is the Blitz. 4-9 Cigars is where we are on this Thursday in Stone Oak, in the villages of Stone Oak Shopping Center, where the Target is. I'm telling you, Greg Shelton is spazzing out over there. Don't ever do that again. Too many things jiggle, man.
Yeah, I'm not
Especially
sure what
in
you're
that
doing.
shirt. You can't do that anymore. I think about that shirt Greg Shelton is wearing. It's from Sammy's Embroidery Club over on San Pedro. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need your logo on a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, any kind of shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. He has all the big name brands. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. If you need T-shirts screen printed, Sam's got you taken care of there. And if you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America. He's got all the big cap name brands. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, certainly no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. The Morning Huddle.
One of the great things we talk about being older is now when I go to the pool, I don't care how I look.
Oh,
You know what?
no.
When you're in your 40s, you're trying to keep up with the ones in the 30s. So you're still trying to think you're part of that group. You hit your mid 50s, shoot, give me a Speedo, man. I don't care. I used to hate it because it was like, I can't look like these types. I do better in dark clubs late at night.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Down from the big blind to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dalvin Cook's getting a new number in Dallas. He's going to wear number 20. Of course, that was Tony Pollard's number just last season. A couple of quarterback battles have come to a close. Pittsburgh Steelers named Russell Wilson their starting quarterback over Justin Fields. And New England's going to go with the veteran Jacoby Brissett. He's going to get the start over rookie quarterback Drake May. And Steph Curry, $62.6 million extension.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I love you, Dad.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak on a great Thursday afternoon.
It is a great Thursday afternoon. This is a great place to be. We got cigars waiting here, which I might fire that dude up here in a minute.
Well, I mean, you're fired up, so you might as well.
I am fired
right?
up. I just, Cowboy fans drive me insane.
Well, it's because you're not one.
It's not that. It's just you guys, like, boy, you fall in love with a quarterback and he can do no wrong. No wrong at all.
See, and nobody has actually ever said that. and when we are critical, you just kind of gloss over that.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. But I mean,
poor Dak.
Poor Dak.
Poor Dak. He's not getting the respect he wants.
Well,
poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel sorry for him.
Poor guy. I mean, Jalen Hurts, not a good college quarterback. I'm just like, wow. I mean, dude, like the reach was pretty extensive there.
Well, I mean, good, great. What was he? Did you think Jalen Hurts was a great college quarterback?
He was, really good college quarterback. I mean, he threw the ball well. He ran the ball well. He didn't turn the ball over a lot. I liked him far better at Alabama than I did at Oklahoma. I can tell you that just because, I hate everything Oklahoma Sooners, right? And even there, he was really good at Oklahoma.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sure.
He was, what do you define as a great college quarterback?
Dude, just for the point, I don't know. What are you tell me? What are his stats?
If you Google him, let's see. His 1 year in Oklahoma, he completed 70% of his passes, threw for 3,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. I'd say that's pretty damn good.
It's a pretty good year.
Yeah. At Alabama, he, in 2018, 72% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 2
Didn't he get beat out at Alabama, or did he just leave?
Tua was there. But you look at him, he's always been 1 year at Alabama, threw for 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Not to mention that.
But he got beat out at Alabama.
Not to mention that he ran.
Did he get beat out at Alabama?
Yeah.
That's why he went to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking.
Yeah, he got beat out from another guy that you don't think is very good that just signed a $55 million contract.
Said that? Oh, my goodness.
Are you now a Tua fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
Just checking. Checking.
I'm just saying he got beat out at Alabama and went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, and again, look at his number, 3,800 passing yards, 1,300 rushing yards.
Well, I wonder why he got beat out.
He had, at Oklahoma, 20 touchdowns on the ground and 32 through the air, and you're going to tell me he wasn't a very good college quarterback.
I'm just saying, I remember he got beat out at Alabama.
So you watched one game that he was in where he got benched in a championship game.
That's
a championship game.
And he never saw the field again at Alabama and left and went to Oklahoma.
And had an incredible year at Oklahoma.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I can't deny that.
Oh,
he
okay.
did.
Just checking.
All right.
Just checking.
As long as we agree he got beat out at Alabama.
Well, I agree on it's a fact. But there's a lot of facts that you like to ignore.
I'm just saying it's a fact, is it not?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And John C. on Twitter reminds at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Menix, at SA Sportstar. Don't forget, if Dak walks, Dallas is left with $40 million in dead cap next season. Can't go get your new starter with that much dead cap space.
Well, that's I don't know. That's stuff that if he signs, John C., just saying that 40 million plus everything else is going to get moved to the end. So eventually that bill's going to come due, whether it comes due next year or some other time. So that's when, since we're dealing with facts, that will come due at some point. Jerry's going to have to pay that money.
But you kick that can down the road.
For how long, though?
Well, while you feel like you have a roster that can contend. And you look at what the Browns did today. I mean, there's going to be some years where they're eating all that Deshaun Watson dead cap money.
Yeah.
But it's worth doing it right now while you feel like you have a team that can make that Super Bowl run. If you believe you have a team that can make the Super Bowl run, you sign these big contracts and you move money down the road until that window is closed. You look at what the Cowboys have right now. If you take your emotion and your feelings of Dak out, you look at the rest of that roster. You just paid CeeDee. You paid Diggs a couple years ago. Of course, he got hurt. You're going to pay Micah. You still have DeMarcus Lawrence. You've just drafted one hell of an offensive line. You're going to lose Zach, but you look at what they've been doing on the offensive line. This is a team whose window is far from closed, which is why you take that money, pay Dak, and kick that down the road and hope that finally this guy doesn't choke in the playoffs. Well, that's your hope.
Sure, that's the hope. And the Cowboys are stuck, and they've done this to themselves. All I'm saying is that You pay the guy $60 million. You got him for another 4 years, and it's just like beating your head against the wall.
Well,
as far as I'm concerned, because look, and I think you will agree with this, and maybe you won't. Either way, this team is not as good as the team they had on the field last year.
That is true. That is very, very true. They're not. But with some of the guys that they did bring in, I don't know if they're that far off. I mean, we watched that defense in Oxnard, and then you've seen some other people that have been added, and you go, all right, this defense is still going to be really good and maybe a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
That offensive line with, one of the big concerns was, are those rookies going to be able to hold up? With what we saw in the preseason and what you and I saw with our own eyes in training camp, looks like that offensive line, they'll make rookie mistakes, but it might not be as bad as it seems. The biggest question I have on this team is the running back room. That to me is still the biggest question on, can they get it done? But they're still, while the roster overall might not be as good, they're still looking like a playoff team. That still looks like, because it's against the rules in the NFC East to win back-to-back years. So we know they're not going to do that. Are they going to win 12 regular season games again? Probably not, but 10, 11, that still gets you into the playoffs.
Well, of course it does. Get you in there. I don't know who's going to win the NFC East. What are the Eagles going to do? It looks like they've retooled. Are they going to flop like they did last year? That's a concern. I think Washington's going to be better. Washington is not an automatic W anymore. I think that team is going to be much better than they were last year. The Giants still suck. That's an automatic win. I think 2 of them. But I don't know that the entire NFC, you've got a Detroit team that's going to be a force. You've got Green Bay that's going to be a force. The NFC is better this year overall than it was last year. And so there's just a lot of factors in there that are going against what you're talking about. And 10, 11 wins, I think that'd be fantastic. But that's asking a lot when you look at the Cowboys' schedule and who they play. And look,
well, again, all you have to do is get into the playoffs to give yourself a chance. And
Cowboys have done that.
And that's where you have to get the choking hazard out for Dak Prescott, right? But it's kind of like what we've talked about so often with John McClain, who will join us in a little over an hour. The Texans might be a better team with a worse record because of their schedule. Does that keep them out? Cowboys might not have 12 wins again, but they still look like a playoff team. Yes, the NFC, a little bit better, although I don't see a newcomer in there that I'm worried about. I mean, the Saints aren't going to do anything. Tampa Bay probably wins that. Carolina's still going to suck. So, you look at the NFC playoff teams from last year, probably going to be the same this year. There's always that one that kind of jumps in and does something. Maybe it is Chicago this year because they weren't that bad of a team last year, even though they had the number 1 overall pick. But does Caleb Williams have too many rookie moments?
Well, that's a question, but they added a lot of pieces there.
Yeah.
And so I think they've got a lot of talent on that team. And that entire division, I think, is going to be good. Because I don't think Minnesota's going to be as bad as some people think that they are. I think they're going to be okay because I think Sam Darnold, although he's not a quarterback that you're going to be making room in the Hall of Fame for, I think he's going to be adequate enough to get that team where they need to be. That's going to be a good division. The NFC has improved this year tremendously over what it was last year.
Well, and Atlanta, if they use their weapons
There's
with the
another
quarterback,
one.
they're going to be good. Arizona, I know nobody ever wants to give them any kind of credit, but if Kyler gets it together and quits playing Call of Duty, he's got some weapons. But I look at the NFC West, you can't really count out Seattle, but it is Seattle. But in the Rams, it will depend on health. So, yeah, I still think, you look at the NFC playoff teams last year, I think most of those are going back. There's always that one. Will the Cowboys be that one that doesn't make it, or will they be back there? That's the $1 million question when you look at it.
Well, there's so much of water to cross when it comes to an NFL season because you don't know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to have a devastating injury. Somebody's going to not play up to what you think they're supposed to play up to. There's some drama going to take place that's going to turn the tide for somebody. Whoever that is, we don't know. We got to let it play out. But I'm just saying there will be something that happens that will turn the tide for 2 or 3 teams in the NFC, AFC, all of them that we're just not thinking about right now. Because when we sit here and look and we talk about the season, we're saying, hey, everybody's going to be healthy. Everybody's going to do this. Everybody's going to do that. And that's just not the case.
UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos will join us coming up at 4:35 as the Roadrunners get ready to kick off their season Saturday against Kennesaw State. But, we talk about strength of schedule for the Cowboys, maybe for the Texans. Let's look over the entire NFL and strength of schedule and what that could mean as you start forecasting for the playoffs. Plus, a couple of starting quarterbacks have been named, and it's already causing controversy in New England, which is just comical because football season is here. It is here. You've got college football starting tonight. The pros get going next week. You want to have a little bit more fun watching those games? Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com and get signed up to play the Pick'em game. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year making picks on Underdog, and you too can join in on the fun and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. And it's easy to get signed up. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for. and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
941 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live on this Thursday out at 49 Cigars. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Come hang out with us here in Stone Oak. 49 Cigars, easy to find in the Village of Stone Oak Shopping Center, which if you're coming off 281 on Stone Oak Parkway, it's right there by the Target. Right there by the Target. And if you're watching on YouTube, on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you see Joe holding
nice little garter,
modeling. You're very, very focused on the cigar with a garter belt.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a cigar with a garter belt.
Most have a cool band.
Well, they have
right?
a band on it, right? But I don't think I've ever seen one with a garter. Now, maybe I'm missing something, but that would tell me that the only place you can find cigars with garter belts, as far as I'm concerned,
yes,
is right here.
If you want your cigars with a garter belt, you need to come into 49 Cigars.
It's a hell of a selling point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like it.
It's purple, too.
It is. But you know what? I think they have multicolors in there.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I should know this before we talk about it, but is the different color garter belt kind of a signal to the strength of the cigar?
It's a good
Is
question.
it a mild? Is it a medium?
We have some experts over there that could probably answer that question.
Well, they're not, because I don't think they know, but it sounds like a good idea, right?
I think they know.
I mean,
does the color signify anything about the cigar?
It's
so
just the name.
Because some of them are different colors.
See,
right?
like a good bold cigar should be wearing a red garter belt, right?
No.
A mild one like what you have gets purple.
Say that again.
Oh, it's Connecticut.
Oh.
So it's a nice Connecticut. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I liked my version better.
Yeah.
It made more sense. I don't know. And I'll tell you what, you 49 Cigars, they're going to be with us at our golf tournament that's coming up at Olympia Hills on September 30th. Now, you can come by 49 Cigars ahead of time, but, they realize you're dude, and so you're probably going to show up going, crap, I wish I had a cigar. They will have them for you out there at Olympia Hills on September 30th. The Fall Golf Classic benefiting San Antonio Sports, presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez and sponsored in part by Flight by Yingling and Jim Beam. Get signed up, sasportstar.com. It's $100 a player if you sign up as a foursome, so $400. If you are signing up as an individual, it's $120. So get your friends together and get signed up, sasportstar.com.
Always a good time. And so get out there and have some fun with us, without a doubt. This athletic story is pretty interesting, Jason. It lists the teams and the tier of quarterback that they'll face this regular season. And I was shocked to find out that the New England Patriots actually face the toughest quarterbacks in the entire NFL this season. They are ranked number 1. That's not good news for them.
No, and they did announce a starting quarterback today, which makes no damn sense. Jacoby Brissett has been named the starter over Drake May. Now, about 2 days ago, Jared Mayo, their new head coach, said on his television show, who knew the Patriots had a TV show? And maybe that's new since Belichick is out. But he said Drake May has outplayed Jacoby Brissett in training camp.
He did, but he also said Drake May was the second best quarterback on the roster.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how you marry those two, but that's what he said.
Well, he said because you got to factor in everything that you did in the spring.
I think, look, and I know Drake May is the future, but for young quarterbacks, I think it's good for Drake May to sit for a while, however many games that is, But to have a veteran like Jacoby Brissett get in there and start, because look, the Patriots aren't doing anything this year. They're not going anywhere. So let Drake May kind of learn the game a little bit. And I think it was a good move to name Jacoby Brissett. I really do. I think it was wise by the Patriots.
Well, I mean, and I know Chicago is going to start Caleb Williams and Washington is going to go with Jaden Daniels. I'm a big fan of let rookie quarterbacks sit, even for the entire year.
Yeah.
And I know it's contradictory of what you technically want to, everybody says, man, you got to win while your quarterback's on a rookie deal and you want them to sit. Now, CJ Stroud, the most recent exception to that rule, but a lot of times, I mean, those quarterbacks benefit from sitting. I mean, Jordan Love certainly benefited from sitting. Most quarterbacks do. Dak Prescott didn't have the ability to sit. He obviously had an incredible rookie year as well. So, I mean, you could see it both ways. I think it does depend on the quarterback, but also I wonder sometimes, is it the quarterback or is it the coach and offensive coordinator, and how much that factors into things? You know, when you've got, say in Washington, you've got Dan Quinn as the head coach, but you know the offensive keys belong to Cliff Kingsbury. And Cliff Kingsbury is going to run that offense and run an offense that he knows that Jaden Daniels is going to be able to actually produce in. I mean, I know Cliff well enough to know that he's not going to ask Jaden Daniels to do things Jaden Daniels can't do. And Cliff is one of those kind of coaches that will find out what his quarterback can do and design the offense around that, instead of one of those coordinators that says, you're the quarterback, this is what we're doing, figure it out, we're going to teach you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Washington is going to be one of those teams that's going to surprise. They're going to be, I think, this year's version of the Houston Texans. I really believe Washington is going to be better than a lot of people.
Bunch of people throw up in their mouth.
Well, I'm just saying, I do, because I think Jaden Daniels is the real deal. I really think he is the real deal. This guy looks good. Again, it's the NFL. It's a big jump, and we're going to have to wait and see. He's going to make his share of mistakes, but I think that part of it, there's talk. I know the Browns are one team, Washington's another that are interested in Brandon Ayuk. You get a receiver, another guy like that. They've already got Terry McLaurin over there, who is a stud wide receiver. So I think they're going to be better, and I think Dan Quinn makes that Washington defense better. Did they win the NFC East? I don't know. Tim Calishaw, of all people, have them picked as the NFC East champions. So I thought that was fascinating. So I'm not the only one. Are they going to win the division? I don't think so, but they're going to certainly be better.
Well, and again, I mean, we know it won't be the Giants. The Eagles collapsed last year. What do the Cowboys ultimately end up doing? And if Washington has a good year, but you also look at their strength of schedule. Now, most of the time when you see strength of schedule, it's based on winning percentage from the team last year. And I've always thought it's a fun topic, but teams change every year. So are they really going to be that good? But you have to have something to talk about. Well, the Athletic put all the quarterbacks into tiers. And again, subjective if you're tier 1, tier 2, and came up with strength of schedule. In New England with the toughest, the Raiders at 2, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and you keep scrolling down. You look at Kansas City in the middle of the pack at 13. Dallas is at 17, Houston at 19. Yet we talk about Houston having a tougher schedule, but according to the quarterbacks they're going to face, according to this column on the Athletic, a little bit easier. And you keep looking down and figure out how tough is it really. Washington is at 16, right in front of Dallas. So it is interesting when you put it there and kind of figure it out, man. It's just, I'm just ready to go play and talking about all of these kind of things.
Here's what I find interesting. 8 of the top 9 teams are in the AFC. 8 of the top 9. The only NFC team in that top 9 is San Francisco. So, I mean, that tells you everything. Again, the AFC is still head and shoulders above the NFC. I mean, I don't think that's a debate. It's just a fact, and they've got some good quarterbacks when you're talking about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and yes, I'll even throw in Deshaun Watson. Bo Nix We got to throw him in the mix.
Yeah. Well, he's starting for now. Will he still be starting when that rolls around? And, one of the things when you talk about the Cowboys and how good they are going to be. Now, Philadelphia, I expect to be good. I always expect Philadelphia to be good. But they tripped up big last year. Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator. I know they added Saquon Barkley. So this coming year, how do you judge Jalen Hurts? Jaden Daniels is a rookie. I think he's going to be good, but he's a rookie. And then you've got Daniel Jones, who's regressed and lost his best offensive weapon. So Dak Prescott is still the best quarterback in the NFC East, at least as we sit right here on the 29th of August. Jalen could have a year like he had when they went to the Super Bowl and change that, but based off of last year's performances, and that's what this list is doing, Dak is the best quarterback, and Jalen Hurts regressed. Daniel Jones has regressed, and you've got a question mark on Jalen Hurts. I think you could say the same about the Texans. We talk about their schedule, but in the AFC South, C.J. Stroud, the best quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, has he regressed, or was last year just one of those weird ones? We have question marks about Indianapolis, and does Tennessee have a quarterback?
Yeah, Will Levis.
Oh, yeah.
The mayonnaise guy.
Yeah, the mayonnaise guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so when you look at that, it's within your division, your quarterback play. Both Houston and Dallas, I think, have the best quarterbacks in their respective divisions.
And when you look at that, the Trevor Lawrence has regressed or not, I don't know. Everybody, from reviews that I've seen, Jacksonville has retooled a little bit. Will he be any better? Or he's been certainly a disappointment as far as I'm concerned. Still a young guy, still time to go, but I think it's time for him. He's got to start doing something. I really believe that. C.J. Stroud came in and took that division by storm. As far as Anthony Richardson with Indianapolis, he's just got to stay healthy. The way that guy plays ball, it's exciting as hell, but he really puts his body in a lot of danger by the way he plays. And I really wish a guy like that would talk to a guy like Lamar Jackson, because I don't know what it is about Lamar, and he has had his share of injuries, don't get me wrong, but that guy just seems to never get hit that hard. He's got a way of getting out of trouble, and Anthony Richardson needs to learn that.
It's the Blitz live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. Getting off work, come hang out with us. Get out of that traffic there on 281 and come have a nice cigar. It's BYOB place, so make your stop and then come in here and get a good cigar here at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars.
I am so excited, though, that the football season is upon us. A lot of college football this weekend beginning tonight, and it's always a lot more action on whatever game you're watching. And even though we are in the state of Texas, guess what? You can do it. You can do it legally. BetUS.com. That's where you need to go. BetUS.com. And they've got a heck of a deal for you right now. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. That's unheard of. Not to mention the fact that BetUS offers value that other sportsbooks simply don't offer, like gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, casino bonuses. Plus, they got all the products you need and want, like competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boosts, prop betting, all of that stuff. They even have their own TV station. BetUS TV, expert analysis, picks, and predictions all over the place. BetUS is the place to go. It's the sports book that I use. It ought to be the sports book that you use. Get started today, BetUS.com, or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS, 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, it's where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. We've got it. Football is here. We'll wrap up all we saw
and preview what's to come this weekend, including Georgia Clemson and Notre Dame A&M. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bourbon and Brews is heading south for the summer, but don't worry. We're now introducing Twin Peaks Tequila and Cervezas. It's a fiesta every Friday at Twin Peaks with samples of our favorite tequilas and cervezas all summer long. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at HEB.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Get big deals for days at Target's long weekend sale.
Let's go.
Like 20% off denim, tees, dresses, and shoes for the family. Then round out your barbecue with Doritos and Ruffles party-sized chips. They're on sale 2 for $7. Or get 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. And save even more. Find new lower prices on many grocery and household items you love today and every day. Target's long weekend sale ends Monday. Restrictions apply.
I love it.
This is Jim Rome, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live at the 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. Almost said Stone Oak Cigars. I was like, there's no
49. Yeah, I
No,
was getting an education on cigars over here.
Well, that's why I was
during the
kind of
break.
half listening to that too. Yes.
So it's interesting. Yeah. There's all kinds of, you have to smoke different cigars so your palate doesn't get used to one particular cigar.
Really?
Yeah. How about that? That's what I learned.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm trying to think.
It makes sense, I guess, because they all have a different taste.
Well, they all do. They all do, but at the same time, I mean, you find what you like and you go with it. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Joined now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, UTSA Athletics Director Dr. Lisa Campos joining us now. Dr. Campos, appreciate you taking some time on a Thursday game week. I know you're busy.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. We are busy, but I would not miss this opportunity.
Well, I've got to ask, we're live right now at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. I have my victory cigar for Saturday afternoon after UTSA beats the heck out of Kennesaw State. Do you have a victory tradition, and is it a victory cigar?
It is not a victory cigar, but we can start that tradition for sure. So save one there for me. But you know what? My victory tradition is going back. This is call me crazy, but usually I get back home from the game and I rewatch it that night.
Well, that's good. I mean, a winning game, you can't get enough of that stuff. Lisa, are you amazed? And I know that you had a vision coming in as athletic director and you hired Jeff Traylor. Did you ever imagine, though, that UTSA would be where it is today in such a short period of time?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. And for sure, I totally believe in Jeff. I knew he's a winner. I knew he was going to turn this program around. But to your point, I didn't know how quickly he could do that. And that's been really amazing, especially when he started in 2020 during COVID. He had a a tough start, but he made everything out of that. And then we go into the American Athletic Conference, and he's competitive. So everything we have thrown at him, he has adjusted, and he's just been so competitive.
Well, and obviously winning a couple of Conference USA championships, the growth of the program, having guys on NFL rosters. I know two of them were in camp and they're going to practice squad, and it's the growth that is there. And I look at this year, picked to finish second in the American, which is Coach Traylor told us the other day, better than where they were last year, picked to finish last or near the bottom. But how different is it with the bullseye on the back, with the high expectations from the fans and everybody else?
Yeah, well, I hope that really creates excitement for the fans, right? That here is a championship caliber team that right in your backyard. Like, why not come support this team? Come out, fill the Alamo Dome. And I know Jeff doesn't like me to talk about this, but it truly is an opportunity, our first year ever, to get in that CFP playoff. Yep. And, I just want fans to close their eyes, imagine that, and just come be a part of that.
Boy, how cool would that be? That would just be so cool. It really would. It all starts this Saturday against Kennesaw State, Lisa. And I know you guys are expecting a big crowd, a loud crowd, and I mean, to come kick this thing off. It's going to be a fun afternoon.
Absolutely. Our San Antonio community, they know how to tailgate, they know football, they know how to have a great time. And, we've added a lot of elements to our game day experience. We got Jerry DeLeon and the Southbound Country Band out there performing. We got a rock wall, gaming truck. We got just battle axes. We got a lot of kids stuff going out on HEB Plaza. The Alumni Association, they have their tailgate at SB. So there is something for everyone to do. And we really, really hope San Antonio comes out and supports their hometown team. Well,
and you think about, I know, a lot of us don't even know where Kennesaw State actually is. And by the way, their nickname is the Owls. Coach Traylor was telling us earlier this week that if you looked at last year's record, don't buy that, because of the way their coach was doing stuff is redshirting their entire team and figuring out how to do all of that. But the idea that we're kicking off the season, the atmosphere is fun. Talk about some of the new things that are going to be happening for the overall game day experience once we all get inside the air-conditioned Alamo Dome.
Yeah, well, remember, first of all, orange out. So everyone needs to be wearing orange. Let's fill the Alamo Dome with orange. Let the fans be heard to Kennesaw State. They've never played in the Alamo Dome. And like I said, we just have incredible fans. Like I talked about, the Rowdy Town Live, we got that HEB Plaza going for the kids. We got the tailgating. And then, as you know, we've really dedicated this season to all our hometown heroes. And we're starting with a salute to educators on Saturday. So just appreciation to the teachers. We all have a favorite teacher from our childhood and the impact that they had on us. So we really want to honor and appreciate our hometown educators.
Lisa, educate me, if you would, please. What goes into finding non-conference opponents like a Kennesaw State? You got Texas State again, and Texas, the UTSA is going to be playing again. What kind of work goes in to setting that schedule?
Yeah, it really happens years in advance, but then there's always changes. So Kennesaw State, if you all remember, was kind of a late ad, because I believe it was New Mexico State. When they went into Conference USA, they had to drop games, and we were one of those games that they dropped. So we had to scramble. Gosh, I feel like it was just last year or a year and a half ago, we had to scramble and find a new opponent. And thank goodness Kennesaw State was available. So those things just happen once in a while. But our typical scheduling philosophy, if people look at our schedules in the past, and a lot of conversations with Coach Traylor about this, is that we typically try to play a FCS opponent. We pay them to come in. We're hoping that's a guaranteed W. It always isn't. If you saw this weekend, I think Montana State, they beat New Mexico. But that, we try to play a FCS opponent. Then we try to go, with a rivalry like Texas State, and then a like school like us. Next year it's going to be Colorado State, a home and home with them. And then we always have that money game, that guarantee game with the Power 4 opponent, which obviously is Texas this year.
going to be wild. It all kicks off Saturday. And again, so many different ways it's to get your tickets. It's an Orange Out. I saw you even have tickets for sale now at Costco. So, I mean, there's no reason for people not to be able to get their tickets. I know this weekend's going to be nuts downtown. Do the park and ride, which is my preferred way now.
Me too.
It's just so much easier. But I appreciate you just using the term Power 4 because the Pac-12 is what it is. There was an article the other day, I believe it was on ESPN, where they were putting schools in tiers, and where they had UTSA, they said, well, they could be a part of the new revamped Pac-12. There's always talk about UTSA moving to the Big 12. And out of curiosity, how much conference movement is still going to take place over the next couple of years from your seat? What do you see happening in the next couple of years?
Yeah, let me pull out my crystal ball and tell you what's going to happen. You know, your guess is as good as mine, but in all honesty, we know conference realignment, and this happened a few years ago, right? We knew it was a matter of when, not if. We knew that conference realignment is going to happen, and it's going to continue to happen. And you know, that's the question of the hour: is what's intercollegiate athletics going to look like in a couple of years? You see what the SEC is doing, you see what the Big Ten is doing, and how they're positioning themselves to continue separating. And there's not a lot of separation right now between the American Athletic Conference and the Big 12. You know, financially, there's people did some statistics on that. So, you know, we know what's for certain is change, right? There's going to continue to be change. And all I can say is for UTSA is that we are going to continue to position ourselves to be in that best position, just like we were when we went into the American. But it's going to take everyone in San Antonio to support it, for us to continue to put a great product on the field for football. And that's what really important is for San Antonio to get behind this team.
Lisa, how difficult is it for you? I know it's difficult with Jeff. We talked to him about NIL and the transfer portal and all of that kind of stuff. From your seat, being the athletic director, overseeing this for all the sports, not just for football, how difficult has that been to navigate, and how difficult is it now still to do that?
Yeah, it's getting easier, you know, and if people forget that we were the very first team in Conference USA who came out strong about our NIL with what we could do. Since, you know, 3 years ago, the state law has changed, NCAA rules have changed, but 3 years ago, we were really handcuffed. We could do some education, we could help, you know, promote brand identity for our student athletes, but we really couldn't help facilitate any of those deals. Moving forward, again, state laws change, NCAA's change. You see, you know, you can do loyalty points now. There's different things that you can do now. So it's really becoming, I don't know if easier is the right word, but it's less restricted on how coaches, athletic administrators makes that so much better for us to help our student athletes.
UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. And I guess also it's not new anymore, so you have an idea of what you can and can't do. It's not as seemingly the wild, wild west as it was a couple of years ago. But how do you balance as the athletic director where the fundraising that has always gone on to support athletics still has to happen, but now you also have to get that NIL fund up, and you know, a lot of those same people are the ones with the checks that you're seeking?
For sure. You know, first of all, a huge thank you to San Antonio because they've gone above and beyond, right? I think there was a concern around the nation that what will that do for our current student or for our current donors, and San Antonio has gone above and beyond. But nothing's changed really in terms of our fundraising has always been donor intent, and if a donor wanted to give to football, if they wanted to give to basketball, that was their prerogative. If they wanted to give to a capital project, if they wanted to give to scholarships, there has always been a menu of things to give to, and NIL is just another part of that menu. And we know how important NIL is. It's not going away. It's going to continue to get stronger. We have to embrace that, and it's just another, you know, again, we can't, as an institution, pay that directly. Those are still having to go through the collectives, but it's another option that all of our donors have now.
You know, Lisa, it's funny that you say that it's not going away. The NCAA came out, just a day or two ago, talking about just one transfer portal instead of two. NIL, I know there's been a lot of call to try and regulate this, maybe even have the schools make the players employees. I think I'm asking you to go back to your crystal ball again, but do you think there is a regulation coming with this to try and get a handle on it where it's maybe a more even playing field among all the schools?
Yeah, and even going back to NIL, it's still not a even playing field because we still have patchwork of states. You know, we're under the Texas state law, where I believe Utah has no state law, so they can do whatever they want. So even NIL is not consistent. But to your point, you know, the NCAA, the cabinet or the council, is looking at the transfer portal windows. They're looking at the number of days. And everyone has mixed opinions about it, right? But I think to your point, they're trying to put some guardrails around it. It's a time of constant change. The house settlement is something we have to think about, and how does that affect transfer portal windows? So we're going to, as an industry, we're going to have to keep, looking into these things and figuring out what's the right thing for the institutions and for the student athletes.
UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos here on the Blitz. I think about something I said a couple years ago when this was all first starting. There are a lot of smart people that are running universities and athletic programs. And I'm honestly a little surprised that we don't have some sort of guardrails. I've been hearing guardrails for years that something hasn't been put in place, because I think to a degree, every conference is trying to do what's best for their conference. But does there need to be, and the NCAA has no teeth, but does there need to be a rule that covers every university and every conference, and how do you make that happen?
Yeah, and part of that has been that, I think we've been very reactive to a lot of lawsuits, and there continues to be the house settlement as a product of that. And that really is what made states look into doing something individual, which, really hurt all of us from a competitive advantage. So, we're looking at Congress, can they come in with the NIL and make something more universal? But to your point, I think the NCAA is, in the past has been, a little bit slow in making decisions because of the lawsuits, and now with different leadership, that might be looked at differently.
Boy, it's going to be interesting. And I don't envy you, Lisa, having to deal with all of this kind of stuff, because, Jason and I talk about football, but you got to talk about all of it and try to make it all make sense. So let's get back to the good stuff. Kennesaw State on Saturday. How does your day begin on Saturday morning?
Well, I will be up bright and early. I'll get my workout in, and then just get ready to get out to the Alamo Dome before, between 9 and 10 in the morning, closer to 9 probably. And then we'll be out in the tailgates. I love interacting with all of our fans and all of our tailgaters out there. And, we got the Spirit Walk. That's always fun to walk hand in hand with Coach Traylor and lead that team into the Alamo Dome. And then it's, just all the engagement of our loyal fans, and just a lot of appreciation for them. And then, as I said, I think one of the reasons I go back and watch all the games, I'm pretty busy. I got to get my watch on and see how many steps. And sometimes I'm not sure if we're winning or losing because I haven't seen some of the game. I've been too busy interacting with all of our fans and our donors. But it fires me up. It pumps me up. Actually, I'll start Friday night and go hang out with the team a little bit, and just to get the vibes that they have. And but it's here, and we're ready to go.
Football season is finally here, and orange out in the Alamo Dome. Get your tickets. Call the UTSA Athletics ticket office. Go online. Go UTSA.com. Go to Costco. You can buy your tickets there. I saw that. I was like, man,
nice.
This is big time. You get 2 tickets right there at Costco. And I love the hometown heroes that you're honoring for every one of the home games this year. I know it's going to be a blast for you this weekend. Dr. Campos, appreciate you jumping on with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much. We'll look forward to seeing you all there Saturday.
Appreciate it. Dr. Lisa Campos, the athletic director for UTSA, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Dude, I tell you what, she has got her hands full with this NIL stuff and all of that, because again, we talk football. We talk with Jeff Traylor about football. Lisa's got to handle that for all the sports.
Yep.
And she's got to figure out a way to get it all done. And is there enough money for this or that? And boy, I tell you what, she's got her hands full. So every amount of money she makes, she certainly earns.
Well, I mean, yeah, that goes
Yes.
goes with the territory. And you think about, just Saturday, you've got UTSA playing at 2:30. Over at Incarnate Word, they host the Northern Colorado Bears with a game that kicks off at Benson Stadium at 6. You've got the Aggies taking on Notre Dame in a game that you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota. College football is here. In fact, we've got college football tonight, although we already have our first major delay. Apparently bad weather in Minnesota. Kickoff of the North Carolina-Minnesota game will now be at 8 o'clock our time, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Well, the folks in North Carolina, that affects them for sure. Right? 9 o'clock Eastern. Well, that's too bad.
Doesn't matter? I mean,
but
of
course not.
I mean, if you're planning to go home or be at a bar and watch football all night, now you don't have to go, well, Sacramento, San Jose State's the late game. North Carolina, Minnesota will still be going on, and it doesn't really go head-to-head now with the Colorado, North Dakota State game that gets underway here in a little bit.
Well, that was worrying me, Minix. I'll tell you, I was worried how I was going to watch both of those games at the same time.
Are you sure?
And now I don't have to worry about it anymore.
That's what we do.
Wow.
Well, I mean, see, like for you do have to worry because you've got one TV and leave it on one channel.
Well, I flip around.
You flip around.
Sure.
See, now you don't have to flip around.
I bet you are the fortunate one that your wife allows you to put the other TV in the living room. And
it's permanent.
It's permanent, yes. So
I'm the lucky one. Do you hear that?
I know
Maggie's listening right now.
No.
Yeah.
I don't need another TV in there.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You could put 5 in
I
there.
get it done, especially tonight. I'm interested in the Colorado game. I do want to watch that and see how prime time handles things.
Always scary when you schedule one of those Dakotas, whether it's North Dakota State or South Dakota. I'm trying to remember, I think it was South Dakota, the Jackrabbits that Sam Houston State beat a couple years ago in the national championship game. They're always so tough. It's funny because you look at that kind of like what UTSA has Saturday, the money games, you're paying them to come in. And so you're hoping to pay for a win, but the way college athletics are, that's not always the case anymore.
No, not at all the case. I mean, ask Florida State, who were supposed to just roll over Georgia Tech, and that didn't happen. They got beat. SMU was supposed to roll, and it took them till the very end to take care of business. So anything can happen. Now, that is the one thing that I will say, and I'm not a fan of NIL necessarily, the way it is in place now, or the transfer portal, but bring in a team that's a lot better than you could have done before with just recruiting the old-fashioned way. Ask G.J. Kinney at Texas State.
Well, next weekend for UTSA.
Oh, my goodness.
And that Texas State game.
Yes.
It's going to be wild. Football season is here. So is a long holiday weekend for Labor Day. Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal starts with great meat. And Tri-County, locally owned, full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. You want to do a brisket this weekend? Well, get over to Tri-County Meat Market. They've got Wagyu briskets at $8.99 a pound. Bone-in ribeye, $15.99 a pound. And their baby back ribs, $3.99 a pound. I'm actually thinking about doing those party ribs this weekend. So at $3.99 a pound, a little bit easier to experiment. Maybe get a couple of racks and throw them in your freezer. Spend $50 this weekend at Tri-County Meat Market and get any free Julio's product, whether it's the chips, the queso, the salsa, they will get you taken care of. Maybe you want to do a tri-tip, a picanha, burgers. Boy, those brisket burgers are incredible. They're Caesar fajitas. Tri-County has what you want with the quality you expect, and you could always take advantage of their Pick 5 specials. Tri-County offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Jungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by England, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience. Go Runners!
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Head to Mattress Firm's best sale of the year, the Labor Day sale. Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 instant gift. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Join the Blitz live today from the Best Cigar Lounge in San Antonio. 49 Village of Stone Oak, Suite 101.
Come and join the 49 Cigar family with a premium cigar in hand. And you can bring your own cold ones too. See you there.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAND25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Steph Curry is celebrating today because he got a contract extension from the Golden State Warriors. 1 year, $62.6 million. Going to keep him with the Warriors through the 26-27 season. Houston Astros return home tonight to open up a series with the Royals. They'll start at 7:10 at Minute Maid Park. And how about Dalvin Cook getting number 20? Wasn't that the number for one, I don't know, Tony Pollard?
Who?
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Thursday afternoon, live out at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. We waited 3 hours.
It's 5 o'clock.
We've had a cigar sitting in front of us since we walked in. And
this is delicious.
We finally found a lighter.
It's delicious, by the way.
Delicious.
And they've got a lot of great cigars here.
Is delicious a term you use for a cigar? It's
yes.
smooth.
Look, right here. There's an expert.
Delicious.
Yes.
Well, he says everything's delicious. That's just his word.
Well, not everything.
Well, except if it's not delicious.
It might not be.
Yeah.
My little garter here.
I don't want to hear about your little garter.
You know.
And I don't know what you're going to do with that thing later.
Boy, that could.
No, don't say that.
That might fit nicely.
No, don't say that.
Hey, Maggie. I'm coming home, baby.
Don't say that.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, it might be true, but
I couldn't resist.
You get some things you don't have to say.
All right. That is kind of cool, though. I've never seen a cigar with a garter on it.
When was the last time you saw a garter belt on somebody?
Oh,
well,
gosh.
Let me rephrase that. When was the last time you had a chance to remove a garter from something?
Man, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Long time. But now I get to. Look at that. Off a cigar.
Off of a cigar.
Yes.
It's not quite the same.
Well, no.
But the
at my age, you get what you can get. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I'm not that old.
Well, you're the same way. Joanna. Get ready, darling.
Stop.
Oh, my goodness. We're having a good time at it. This is a great place. I'm going to tell you what, I really do like it. It's a good place. That lounge in there is fantastic. The cigar, again, it's delicious. Very smooth.
It is a very smooth cigar. What was it called? Definition cigar.
Yeah, it's very good.
They're the ones when you walk in. You walk into 49 and the humidor is to your left, and you look for the ones with the garters. That's all you need to know. Although that top shelf over there is where I'm going to stop on the way out of here.
How do you pronounce those?
Yeah, that's why I said that top shelf over there. Palencia.
Palencia.
Is how you,
yeah. How is it?
Yeah, whatever.
Placencia.
I'm going to say the wrong word there. And I mean,
you
know what I mean?
What are you thinking?
You know what we're talking about.
You know, I've had.
It's what you have. You get that after childbirth. You always have a cigar, right? Yeah, that's why I didn't say it. It's that one up there on the top.
No, you get the garter belt one, and,
or
and
over
you
there,
can put that on the baby's wrist.
Yeah, I like the Cohiba over there.
That's a good one too. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Those are good ones. You're at 49 Cigars.
Great place. Having a good time today, and you still got time if you're getting off work. Get out here and have a cigar with us.
Absolutely.
Bring your own booze.
Now, one of the things, if you've been listening for more than an hour, you realize Reinagle takes a potty break every 12 minutes, whether he needs to or not, but he always needs to. And he was very excited about a photo in the bathroom. And he asked if I noticed it, and I didn't. And again, you're going to the bathroom. It
says a lot about you, Minix.
Well, no, I mean, you're going to the bathroom. I mean, it was very clean. I know that.
Yes.
But you said, how did I not notice the photo? You said it was hanging right there. Well, there are photos, but not what you described, above the toilet, right?
Right.
So I'm guessing I learned something about you today. You must be standing there, and looking all around, because the photo that you described is kind of behind you to the right, which is a great photo, by the way, and it's worth coming here just to go use their bathroom and whatnot. It's a great photo.
I'm telling you,
but
it's awesome.
You've got to be looking around a little bit too much.
No,
in there.
dude, I don't know. When you walk through the door, is your head down? Because when you walk through the door, I saw it right away. I didn't have to turn around, although I did a couple times.
I'm looking straight ahead, and wash hands, and then you're out. I don't generally.
Says a lot about you, Minix.
I mean, like you seem like the kind of guy that's in, you're at a buddy's house, using the bathroom and going through the medicine cabinet. I mean, that's you. I mean,
is that wrong? Is something wrong with that?
Well, I mean, no, not for you. See, now one of the guys here said, it's a better picture when you're there sitting down. You're looking up at that. That makes more sense too. Although that I would never do in public. I mean, unless you really, really, really got to go, you don't sit in public.
Oh, you could sit there and look at the picture.
What, are you going to sit down to pee now? How old are you?
No,
how
I'm just
lazy
saying,
are you?
Toilets have a lid that you can sit on.
Well, I understand how they work.
And it's not the one where you have to poop. You
What?
can just sit there. It's a chair.
What, are you going to tie your shoes? I mean, you're going to go in there and tie your shoes?
Well, sure.
I mean, why would you just go in there and sit just to look at a picture?
It's a damn good picture.
I don't know if it's that good.
It's pretty damn good.
I don't know that it's that good.
I wonder. Well, never mind.
What? Your wife would not let you hang that in your house?
No,
or your bathroom?
And I'm not going to, because I don't think the fine folks here would give it up. But
I'm sure if they got one, they sell another one somewhere.
If you had a man, man cave that was just yours, that'd be a perfect. What do you call it? A photo portrait? What is that?
Framed
It's a
art.
photo.
It's framed art.
For the first time today, I agree with you.
Yes. I don't even know if there was a frame on it.
That doesn't need anything else.
But
it's just one of those pictures. It's just kind of sexy.
No, not kind of.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It really is.
But now I'm a little worried about why you've had so many bathroom trips.
Well, dude, you know me. I always do. Just fortunately for me here.
Yeah, but you've been in there a little longer than normal. I don't want to know what's going on in there.
Doesn't take long.
That's something not to brag about, man.
I'm just saying.
You shouldn't brag about that.
I was just talking very nicely about the art that they have in here, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
Like, I like this neon thing here. It says great friendships and nations can be built over a good cigar. I love that, man. That's perfect.
That is.
Yes.
Maybe Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones need to get in a room with a good cigar.
Well, maybe they do.
Yes.
Maybe that will help.
Yes.
Maybe Dak would come to his senses.
Dak isn't. It's Jerry is going to say, sign here. Here's the cigar.
I love Dak Prescott. I think he's a great guy. Good leader.
I mean,
I love
you,
Dak. Good
friend,
man, but he's just not a pressure player.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. He by himself is the only one that wet the bed against Green Bay.
Oh, my goodness. Do we have to? Can we rewatch that playoff game? I think Jason's forgotten some things that happened.
I was sitting there, man.
In the
I was
first
screaming
quarter.
and saying words I can't say on the radio about everybody. The defense was bad. The offense was bad. The referees were bad. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if a cheerleader was out of step because it was one of those kind of yeah.
It's the first time I've heard you complain about the refs.
Well, I mean, it was so bad there was no reason to, but everybody was bad that
day. The beer vendor was horrible.
Oh, the line was
everybody.
Nuts. Yes. Crazy. Let's talk some Texans football. John McClain joins us next here on the Blitz as we continue live here at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage, a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Call them 210-404-9074, 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
94.1 FM. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
PSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Get big deals for days at Target's long weekend sale.
Let's go.
Like 20% off denim, tees, dresses, and shoes for the family. Then round out your barbecue with Doritos and Ruffles party-sized chips. They're on sale 2 for $7. Or get 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. And save even more. Find new lower prices on many grocery and household items you love today and every day. Target's long weekend sale ends Monday. Restrictions apply.
I love it.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for $2. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys?
And are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, along with Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, live out at 4-9 Cigars in Stone Oak. College football starts tonight. The NFL a week from tonight. Finally made it to the regular season. Let's talk about it. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, you look at the cut down day, there really were no surprises with what the Houston Texans ultimately did with their 53.
No, and they brought back 13 of their guys and signed some more from other teams. And so the only thing that was interesting was Case Keenum. Case got hurt. He's not going to be out for the season, but they put him on season-ending injured reserve. Now, he was a mentor behind the scenes to C.J. Stroud last year, and by being on injured reserve, he can continue to be this year, plus drawing his $3 million salary. And then they signed Keaton Slovis, who played, let's see, at USC, Pitt, and where did he play last year? I can't remember. He's been with 3 schools, but he's only 23 years old. So they signed him third quarterback to the practice squad. But other than that, there's not any. This time last year, they had guys out for the year in the offensive line, and they had 2 other offensive linemen who were going to be out, end up being out for double-digit games. And right now, they don't have any offensive linemen out. And the player who's on short-term injured reserve means you have to miss 4 games. The only one that hurts is Christian Harris, the linebacker, who looked so good at the end of last season. But the fact is, in this day and age, if you got to miss a good starter, linebacker's a good place to do it because they only play 2 about 80% of the time.
John, I want to go back to Case Keenum because when we first heard about this, the report was he was going to be out for the season. You're saying he could be back at some point?
No, he can't be. They put him on injured reserve. Even if he's 100% at some point, he can't come back. You can have 2 moves, and they designated Christian Harris and Cardine as the defensive tackle. They had to be part of the 53-man roster. Then they put them on injured reserve, and they can come back after 4 games minimum.
Well, let me ask you this then about Case Keenum then. Do you think that's it for him career-wise as far as being a football player?
If you can get $3 million to be a third-string quarterback and mentor a guy, I think he would probably do it. But he's going to be a coach if he wants to be. He could be a coach with the Texans, another team, or the Cougars. He loves the University of Houston, and if he decides to be a coach, I think it might be there. I strongly believe Case Keenum will be the head coach at the University of Houston someday.
Wow.
And that wouldn't surprise me. And again, he's the son of a coach. He's also a funny guy. And I wonder, a guy like Case Keenum as a family guy, does he put in the hours for coaching, or does he go the broadcast route so he could still have the freedoms that he's enjoyed? Are you for sure he's headed to be a coach somewhere?
I'm not sure about the broadcast route. There'd have to be that he could do. He also, I think, is in business with some of his buddies in real estate investment. He could do that. But I got to think he's going to stay close to football. And I do think he has everything it takes to be a head coach. And I think the natural spot to be would be the University of Houston, where he spent 6 years before anybody ever heard about it. Guy being 6 years. And then he's bounced around the NFL. This is his 3rd tour of duty with the Texans. And so he's got a lot of knowledge from a lot of head coaches, some good, some bad. And I think that is a natural thing for him if he wants to follow in his dad's footsteps.
Well, he's a great guy, so I know he's going to land somewhere and do well at whatever the next chapter is. John, you've got an article on HoustonTexans.com about C.J. Stroud reaching his 1-year anniversary, and boy, I tell you what, in that 1 year, it's been an incredible ride already. But Keenum's been a big part of that, hasn't he? He and CJ are pretty close, aren't they?
When CJ's in the locker room, coaches are not in the locker room. And if he had questions about things, that he picks Case Keenum's brain. And whether it's something he's seen or something he's anticipating seeing, and Case was invaluable what he did last year. Now he can still be in the locker room every day. And I think that was a really good way for that to work out. They signed Keaton Slovis because Bobby Slowick thinks that he doesn't have a great arm, but he can learn. And he's played in the system that Slowick plays that requires a lot of sliding to the right, sliding to the left, rolling out, throwing from the pocket mostly, but still throwing on the move. And I think they think he can do that. And I'd love to see Case Keenum stay in the NFL if that's what he wants to do. I think as long as he didn't price himself out, he could always get jobs as backup. And he's played some big games. Remember, he and Stephon Diggs authored the Minnesota Miracle, Minneapolis Miracle. I think that team went 13-3 that year with Case starting most of the season. And so he can still play, takes great care of himself. But I'm guessing he's going to be thinking, if he's not already doing it, about what's the next step for him.
I think for a lot of these guys with this many years in the league, you always have to plan, and it's there. Now, as we plan for the regular season opener next Thursday, the full slate of games. Today, John, and you've been covering the NFL since probably before there was even a thought of a salary cap. Cleveland frees up all this money with redoing Deshaun's deal and putting it into a bonus. How do teams create that kind of cap space just immediately like that? And when does that ultimately bite them in the ass?
It definitely bites them in the ass at some point. They give them money that was coming to them in base salary and turn it into a signing bonus, and then they extend them, and that the prorated portion of the signing bonus is reduced. But his cap figure next year, I think now is over $72 million. And so they're going to have to do it again. What they're banking on is the cap's going to keep going up by more than they expect as gambling revenue comes in. When he signed that $230 million guarantee, at the time, people are like, oh my God, well, what are his cap figures going to be? Well, each year it was $46 million in a 5-year deal. Now, what I don't understand, why are they doing this now? That's the kind of thing you do before free agency starts. Now, they can roll over money to the next year in the cap, and every team does that, but everybody thinks it was just weird accounting. Why did they need to do it now? It's not like they're about to sign Dak Prescott to a big new contract. You can see Jerry Jones doing something like that with somebody, but not the Browns.
Well, unless they are working on a trade for Brandon Ayuk, and they've got to make room for Brandon Ayuk's new deal.
Well, that's a great point. And I'm guessing they would include Amari Cooper in a trade, but that's the only thing that I see that would make sense. That's a great point.
John, talking about Deshaun Watson, and obviously everybody knows what happened and how he ended up in Cleveland, but he really hasn't been a factor there. When you look at this guy, and I don't know how much you've looked at him, but Watson fan, and I think he played well there in Houston. Is better days behind him, or do you think he can still come up with some of that magic he used to have?
He played great in Houston. He was great in 2020. Then it all fell apart. If you think about it, in sports, that's a long time ago. And people may think this is overrated, but it's not. When he played here, every game was played, every home game's played indoors. Then you play in Indianapolis indoors. Nashville and Jacksonville, they don't have bad weather. So he goes up there and he plays on a stadium right on the banks of Lake Erie. And there's a reason Cleveland's only had one 4,000-yard passer in history and none since 1980, because that stadium, the wind is terrible. Even in July and August, the wind is terrible. And that's not counting when the weather gets bad. Same reason that Chicago's never had a 30-touchdown passer or a 4,000-yard passer right there on Lake Michigan. That's one reason the Browns would like to build a new stadium out in the suburbs close to the airport to get away from the wind. And, of course, the downtown people and the government are fighting it. They don't want them leaving downtown because downtown would lose a lot of money, restaurants and bars and everything that benefits from having teams down there, and all their stadiums are down there. So I don't think we'll ever see him like he had 4,800 yards here. He had it the last year. He had over 30 touchdowns. He ran for a bunch of touchdowns, didn't throw many interceptions. He was first or second in passer rating. That's not going to happen in Cleveland. It's just impossible.
Well, and I like how you pointed out why Chicago has always struggled. We're here at 4 Night Cigars with a guy wearing a Bears jersey, and you understand the misery. At least you have some sort of excuse with all of that. In all seriousness, John, outside of will Dak get a deal or not get a deal, what are the 2 or 3 big story headlines, are you going to be following the early part of the NFL season that kicks off a week from today?
How the Chiefs start. Last year, they didn't blow everybody away in regular season, and then they did in the playoffs. Makes me think that's going to happen again. Can they be the first team to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls? I didn't think they were going to win 2 in a row. I didn't think they were going to win at Baltimore over my Super Bowl pick, and they did. So that's something to keep an eye on. Of course, contract situations. What's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? Is Aaron Rodgers going to play the way he played at Green Bay? It helped the Jets in the longest playoff streak in North America in the Big 4 sports, including hockey. That's something we're going to be watching closely. And I can't wait to see how the Patriots do with Bill Belichick gone after 20 years. Can Gerard Mayo make us think, okay, that guy knows what he's doing? They won 5 or 6 games when they were projected to win 3 or 4. And, of course, all the rookie quarterbacks led by Caleb Williams, what are they going to do? Can the Cowboys be the first team to repeat as NFC East champions in 20-something years? And, of course, can the Cowboys finally go back to a Super Bowl for the first time since the Civil War?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And you think about John was an old sports writer then.
You're just starting out then, right?
Right. I was a young sports writer then.
John, well, let me ask you this question then, John. Do you have a team that the Houston Texans were that team last year that surprised everybody? Do you see a team like that this year?
The one that's most likely to go from worst to first to the Bengals, but that's no surprise. A lot of people like Chicago. That's no surprise. A lot of people are counting on them to improve. With Atlanta, if Atlanta won the division with Kirk Cousins and their other personnel decisions after being so bad last year with Desmond Ridder, I'm thinking Atlanta, and I think the moves they've made in the draft and in free agency with Kirk Cousins, I think they're going to be better. Now, I can't wait. Here's another storyline. Jim Harbaugh, what's he going to do in his first year there? Can he turn around the Chargers, get them back to the playoffs, or is it going to take him some time to get some pieces into place around Justin Herbert? That division, the Chiefs should run away with that division. They may have it clinched by Thanksgiving.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
Read him at HoustonTexans.com. Follow him on Twitter at McLean_on_NFL. John McClain, next Thursday, football season be here. We'll talk to you then.
Can't wait, guys. Thank you very much. And go North Dakota State.
That's funny. John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Of course, referencing tonight's game against Colorado, we do have college football tonight. We'll talk about it coming up as we continue here at 4-9 Cigars in Stone Oak here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, I got to tell you about my new Connecticut quality water softener. It's been in my house for some time now, and I was skeptical. I really was, but I'm not anymore. It is a game changer. It's incredible the difference that you can see with a Connecticut quality water softener. They've been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. Products are made in America, and you know as well as I do, you live in San Antonio, South Texas, the water is so hard. You need a water softener, and since you're going to need a water softener, you want to get the best, and that is a Connecticut quality water softener. What I love about it, you don't plug anything in. It doesn't run on electricity, so there's no increase in your electric bill, no expensive electrical components to repair or replace, and soft water is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, the fine folks at Connecticut will put a water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. You heard me right. Absolutely free, no contract. They'll do it for 90 days. Hey, if after 90 days you don't like it, they'll come and get it, and you don't owe a dime. But I promise you, you'll fight them to take that out of your home after you've had it in your home. All you have to do is get the process started. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle? Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. We've got it. Football is here. We'll wrap up all we saw
and preview what's to come this weekend, including Georgia Clemson and Notre Dame A&M. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. September 4th, Freeman Coliseum. With special guests, Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. A great night of incredible rock.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get the Sidekick now for 0 down, 0% APR for 36 months, or save $1,000.
Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, the games are on. When you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Jason Minix. Joe Reinagel has locked himself into the bathroom here at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. And he walks out smiling a little too. That's too much of a smile as you're leaving the bathroom, my friend. That really is. Get out and see us here at 49 Cigars. Come watch some college football out here tonight because we have real college football tonight on your television. And look, we understand TV does things to make sure, like, there's a lot of crap games this weekend, but tonight you get two really good, maybe three really good games. What should be entertaining games. Colorado, North Dakota State is one of them. And it's funny because, you know, Colorado is now in the Big 12, which is still kind of weird that they're back in the Big 12. But you don't schedule a Dakota to start stuff up. I mean, they're good. That is a good football team. Now, Colorado should roll, but there's a reason they're only a 10.5-point favorite in this game tonight. It's because North Dakota, any Dakota, can ruin your plans.
10.5-point favorite. That's it, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Look, I think it's a big season for Deion and Colorado. I really do. Maybe Deion's last at Colorado. I mean, his kids are leaving right after this year. So could be. Could he end up in Dallas?
Oh, shut up.
I asked a question. Shador could.
No, I don't think the Cowboys are going to suck enough this year to be able to draft Shador Sanders. Rutgers already up 7-0 over Howard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's it. You get so many games like this. I mean, where you know, you're jonesing for football. Colorado a 10-point favorite. That game on ESPN at 7:00 tonight. But you look at some of these, like Toledo against Duquesne, a 27.5-point favorite. Kansas, and there's no line on this one, against the Lindenwood Lions.
Yes, dude,
are they playing a high school?
I think they are.
Well, and look at the mascot for the Lindenwood types. I mean, what was that movie? Lion, the Simba. That it kind of looks like
the
that.
Lion King.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Missouri, a 50-point favorite over Murray State tonight.
50.
Wow. Over under 61.5.
Well, dude, if you got to figure, if you're taking the favorite there minus 50, you got to take the over, don't you?
Well, you would think.
You'd have to.
I mean, you would think. Jacksonville State, 3.5-point favorite at home over the Coastal Carolina types.
Well, Coastal Carolina's always got a decent football team.
Well, sure. So does the Jacksonville State Gamecocks.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. That's what they're called.
Absolutely. Just like South Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. San Jose State tonight, 1.5-point favorite over Sacramento State in a game that will feature zero defense. The over-under on that one is 63.5.
It's crazy. Look, that if you're betting a team, and on this one, it looks like Kansas minus 49.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, if you are laying 49 points, I want to talk to you because you need to call that little 1-800 number on the bottom of Gamble Responsibly.
What?
49 points.
Well, I mean, you know, Wisconsin is only a 23.5-point favorite tonight or tomorrow night over Western Michigan. That's one of the Friday night games.
How many Friday night games are there? Is it a big Friday night?
Yeah, Stanford and TCU, which is kind of crazy because that's a school that features a team where everybody goes to class, and now they're going to have a game on a Friday night. UConn and Maryland are on Friday. That one's Saturday.
So, Temple and OU?
Yeah, Duke and Elon also play on Friday. Michigan State, Florida Atlantic is a Friday game.
Wow.
Oklahoma against Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't see a line on that
Army
one.
and Lehigh.
I'm not sure how good Oklahoma's going to be this year.
Well, I mean, they're 42.5 according to this, with a 57.5 over-under.
Again, doesn't it make sense? If you're going to take the favor, you take the over?
Well, games like this, you just worry about when all the backups get into the game. Will they continue to score, or they get, if you're taking the over, you want them to give up points. But that's what's crazy about a 42.5 point line.
Well, I would say yes. If you're Oklahoma, your second stringers are probably still better than Temple.
Well, I mean, Temple played UTSA pretty tough last year. They're in the same conference as UTSA. So if the Longhorns are favored by 42.5 over UTSA in a couple weeks, would you say the same thing?
No, I would take UTSA all day long with that.
So you'll give.
It won't be that
just
high.
Completely disrespect Temple.
I do because I don't
hate cheesesteaks.
There's not as good cheesesteaks.
Well, Temple's in Philadelphia.
They're not as good as they were last year.
You don't know that.
I do know
All right,
that.
tell me your recruiting analysis on what the Temple Owls have done.
They ate too many cheesesteaks. They're going to be full and can't
the,
run around.
Who is the coach at Temple?
I have no clue.
You could have said a name. I would agree with you because I don't know either.
Bill Cosby. Didn't he go to Temple?
He's not coaching the football team.
Oh, that's true.
He's working in a different department.
I have no idea. Do you know?
No, I have no idea.
Well, and it really doesn't matter in the scheme of things, does it?
Well, but if you're going to tell me that Temple is good or bad, I thought maybe you researched and did something on them.
I'm thinking if I was a degenerate enough to bet on that game, I'd probably lay the points and take Oklahoma.
You are degenerate enough, which is why I was seeing if you read it.
And I might. No, I have no clue when it comes to that.
You mean research?
No clue on the Temple Owls. I'm not a Temple Owl aficionado.
What are you an aficionado of?
I'm a lot of things, but not on the Temple Owls.
Well, we know that, but I said aficionado of.
I think Oklahoma covers that spread. How about that?
All right.
You want a beer, Bennett?
No. No.
See that? You agree with me.
No. Well, one, it's a Friday night game, and I'm very anti-college games on a Friday night.
I am, but they're just doing that this week. They're not going to continue that, are they?
Yeah, they have college games every Friday now because of television, and that's something for me that's sacred for high school football on
I
Friday
totally
night.
agree with that.
In fact, we kick off tomorrow night. Our high school game of the week is Johnson against Judson. We'll get going at 7 o'clock, kickoff at 7:30 over at Hero Stadium. Energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, and NCE General Contractors. I can't wait for football on Friday night, and it always pisses me off because I know, because we're all degenerates, we're going to have some sort of device that's going to have college football on in the booth, and I shouldn't be watching college football on a Friday night.
But you will be.
But I will be.
You'll have an eye on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I totally agree with you. I would say leave Friday night alone for high school football, but TV rules, and there's just too much money involved. So that's why they're going to do it. I'm looking forward to that A&M Notre Dame game. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I really hope A&M wins that game because of my disdain for Notre Dame.
What is the line on that game?
That's a good question. I think Notre Dame's actually favored, even though it is in College Station.
And quite honestly, they probably should be favored game when you look at let's look up the line real quick, but it is the marquee game. Game day is going to be in College Station is they get everything picked. Let's see, line actually this on ESPN.com they have A&M -3.
Okay,
the over under at 46.5. That's impressive. What also is going to be interesting, game day there, Johnny Manziel is going to be the College Game Day guest picker.
Oh, all right.
Now, it's still early in the day, but I saw this on Twitter earlier. The top 3 vote getters in the 2012 Heisman Trophy race have their fingerprints on this matchup. Johnny, of course, won the trophy playing at A&M.
Yeah.
Manti Te'o finished second.
Is he going to bring a girlfriend?
He might. Real or not.
Yeah.
Although no indication that he's going to be there. They didn't invite him to be the guest speaker.
All right.
But Colin Klein, the old quarterback from Kansas State, finished third in that Heisman race. He's now the Aggies offensive coordinator.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Yeah.
Colin Klein was a good college quarterback.
He was.
He wasn't bad at all. So, well, that's interesting. But it just seeing Johnny Football up there with the game day crew ought to be entertaining.
Imagine Pat McAfee and Johnny Manziel.
It could get crazy.
Could.
It's going to be a hell of an atmosphere.
I just wonder if Pat McAfee will show up at Manziel's Money Bar on Friday night and then see if they actually make the show on Saturday morning.
I would not be surprised on both that he shows up and they might be a little late or not looking too good.
Wow. I mean, he's a professional.
Sure.
He'll make it
Well,
work.
we've all made it work.
Well, sure.
No matter how we feel. You've been there. I've been there.
Yep. We got a little bit of breaking news involving Brandon Ayuk.
Uh-oh.
The 49ers are not trading Brandon Ayuk, according to Ian Rappaport. He's getting a massive extension in San Francisco, a front-loaded 4-year, $120 million contract. And, yeah, he went to practice.
Wow, $30 million, huh?
Well, it's not 34.
Right? $30 million. But that's more than I thought he would get, but probably less than he was looking for. So, a nice compromise. That's a good contract for Brandon Ayuk. For a guy like that who's he's not top-tier wide receiver, but he's close. And I think that's a good contract for him.
Well, and I was wondering if the moves that Cleveland did today was to clear room to get a deal just like that.
Yeah.
And I think Brandon Ayuk realized here, and maybe, in the game of chicken, San Francisco didn't want to trade him. They found an offer. Cleveland, and I'm spaghetti against the wall. I don't know this. Cleveland made an offer, and San Francisco said, yeah, we'll give you that as opposed to trading you.
That could be.
Because that number seems so much higher than what we originally were hearing
Yeah.
for Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco.
$27 million is what we were hearing. So he gets 30. That's good for San Francisco. Trent Williams, though, is still a holdout.
Yeah.
And that's a bigger problem than Brandon Ayuk, I think, especially if you're Brock Purdy.
Well,
you want that guy in there.
It's going to be interesting. But, deadlines make deals. As regular season is getting fast here, you'll probably see more of this. You think about what Dak Prescott said today. Does that push things closer? Because Dak's seemingly a little pissed that Dak is that
feeling disrespected, huh?
Yeah, feeling
Poor
disrespected.
Guy. That's a shame.
That's how it goes.
Disrespected.
Yep.
Poor Dak.
You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can go get your tickets, see their entire schedule, and, of course, their calendar. They have the Joe Panther Band tonight. Is that
Joe
you?
Panther.
Joe
It is,
Panther?
yeah.
Is that's
me,
not
yes.
clearly not your nickname based on your garter belt. Jenny and the Mexicats on Friday, Ellis Bullard on Saturday. Next Wednesday, the Chris Cuevas Project.
Interesting. All right, tonight at Freeman Expo Hall, you have Master Spa.
Is that a band
or is that a spa show? I'm not sure. Either way.
Well, it's the Expo Hall, so
it's
I'm
a
guessing
spa
a spa show.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the Aztec Theater, you got Chris Renzema, the Maniteur. Jordan Miner is out at Green Hall tonight. Germania Insurance Amphitheater. This is Minix's band, Slightly Stupid and Dirty Heads.
Yes. Well, I deal with Slightly Stupid every day in you,
that's
so
you, buddy.
I don't need to go up to
Slightly
Austin.
Stupid.
Yes.
And Bloodlines is at Vibes Underground. Luis Juarez, LOL Comedy Club.
Friday night, The rescheduled Barry Manilow concert won't happen at the Frost Bank Center. So all you Fanilows that should have saw him a couple weeks ago and then he got COVID, he's playing Friday night. At least tomorrow night is scheduled for now. Clay Walker out at Green Hall on Friday night, 30 Seconds to Mars at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Flores Country Store has Huser Brother Band and Parker Ryan. Cody Jenks, that'll be a good show out at Whitewater.
Yeah, he's out there He's out there Saturday night as well.
Yeah.
Green Hall has Jason Bollard and the Stragglers.
That'd be Jason Boland.
Let's say Bollard. That damn cigar. I tell you what.
Can't read.
Flores Country Store, Grant Gilbert and the Logan Ryan Band. Let's see. ACL Live has America.
Nice.
You remember America?
Sure.
Yeah, I remember.
How about
them.
this? Sunday night out at Whitewater, Parker McCollum is going to be out there. Now, why Parker McCollum's only playing one night at Whitewater, I have no idea. He normally does 2 or 3. That place is going to be a zoo, but that's going to be a great show. And it's Sunday night, so you got Monday off anyway.
That's right.
So I guess this is becoming the annual tradition for Robert Earl King. He's having his Sunday night Labor Day weekend out at Flores Country Store. I was at that one last year because that was his retirement show. And apparently
he's come out of retirement.
Well, he's not touring anymore, but they'll show up and play a
All
gig
right.
and get a check.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, but no, you don't work on Monday, so enjoy your Sunday night.
Yeah, why not? And you go out to Green Hall on Monday and see Brett Graham out there. And then Robert Earl King again is going to be at Flores Country Store on Monday.
Tuesday, the Moody Center, 21 Pilots. That's a good show. And
Is
then
it really?
Wednesday, 21 Pilots is good. Bush, Jerry Cantrell, Candlebox, Wednesday night out at Freeman Coliseum. And, of course, more importantly, tomorrow, the Blitz live out at the I-10 Ice House from 2 to 6. What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online, samsburgerjoint.com.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
You know, we tell you every week, if you're doing some grilling, make sure you upload those photos to sasportstar.com because it's Thursday, and one of Joe's favorite things to do is
judge meat.
Like
and we did judge the meat today. And I tell you what, I'm not normally a chicken thigh guy.
Not a chicken thigh guy.
Not necessarily. I'd rather have the breasts.
You would rather have breasts than
yes,
thighs?
I'd rather have breasts. Yeah, on a chicken.
Okay.
However, these look delicious.
Yeah, they are. Congratulations. These chicken thighs look fantastic. Cody says, fall off the bone chicken thighs.
They look good.
They look very, very good.
They really do.
If you're doing some grilling, upload them because you could be like Cody and win yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. SASportsStar.com is where you do that. You
I'm going to finish my cigar.
And it's BYOB time, too.
It sure is.
I hope you brought something.
I didn't, but somebody's got something around here.
I'm sure they do. Alex said he was going to have us taken care of here. Extra innings with Pledge coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen.